Hey, that's what
Laser.
I dies.
Wait,
It was in the frame the whole time.
It's 420.
Alright, starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome to the third episode of Marvel Superheroes. We're back with our player characters.
Oh wait, pause, reset. We're gonna do, it's supposed
Mic
to be
checks?
a different day, so switch out.
We're wearing the
switch
same
spots.
clothes.
No, switch spots.
You are wearing the same clothes.
We are.
Can I put him in the spot that I want?
Go get clothes.
Maddie, you're gonna be where Kenya's sitting. Elizabeth, you're gonna be where Maddie's sitting. And Kenya, you're gonna be where this.
Why?
Okay,
So
Maddie
me and
go
Evelyn
straight.
stay.
Can you slide down, Elizabeth, go to where Maddie's at.
Wait, but why?
Why?
Just to
know.
switch things up, but this side is a little dead, so I got it right.
Dead?
Yeah, we want to make.
So we're not entertaining?
Well, yeah,
Dang.
Well, we can't make the jokes that we want to make
I
because
literally-
you'll be like, cut.
I literally put a Barbie doll. I don't think that was...
Well, we'll try it out. Let's see how that
I
Also,
think
the thing is
you're
that,
bland.
Like, I would have just told him I wanted a different dynamic. I wouldn't have told him to decide dead.
That was
I'm the asshole over here.
I don't think we were dead. I don't. I think you were dead.
Do I have?
No, because there are things that have to be
But
cut
no,
out.
like, okay, have y'all noticed how we
No, I don't wanna be
switch
close
our
to
spots and stuff like that?
Me and you have a different
Can she
sense
just
of
sit
humor.
here?
Huh?
We have a different sense of humor.
Yeah,
About
then
the
y'all.
Hey, I'm fine with the dirty dog.
Hey, but he would have told us cut.
Good.
Well, if he's not the
My
director.
evil overlording producer.
Hey, I'm not the director. I can do whatever y'all want right
You
here.
want to see my
But
information?
as a producer, I have final say on what ends in the cut.
So we can, as long as it gets cut out.
But then remember, you're gonna be the one cutting it out.
yeah. The cuts that have to be made. You'll be doing those.
Oh, what you put? Out of line.
What? What'd you put? What? Let me see.
What'd she put?
No, you know what you should put for your age?
Okay, I'm confused at what I'm looking at.
She doesn't get it. It's Elizabeth.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Elizabeth,
Why?
maybe don't ask.
Right here.
Oh, I was just looking over there. No.
Change her age.
To what?
420.
420 years old.
Yeah, why not?
Because?
You're sugar.
I was looking at married in Hawaii. I was like, what's funny about that?
You were married in Hawaii.
No, I was born in Hawaii and I'm married to Vincent Hacker.
Okay, Hendrik, also make sure you don't scoot up
You don't
too
live with
much
your husband.
forward,
He's on a
because we
business
see your
trip.
beautiful
and I'm
side
like-
profile and like in Madison's and Kenya's and Evelyn's camera.
Irrelevant.
Madison, at least pretend you like Kenya.
I'm in love with her.
Whoa.
Does it sit like close to her?
Cheating?
Yeah, they're
No,
sister-in-laws.
it's just like between you look like a whole 2-foot gap, and you were like, next to her.
No.
Okay,
All
are we all
right.
ready? All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Take us away, Scotty.
All right, welcome to the third episode of Marvel Superheroes. We're back with our players. We'll briefly go back through introductions really quickly. On our left, we have.
Hi, I'm Evelyn, and I am playing Artemis Min.
All right, and Artemis Min is majored in what? I've forgotten already.
Oh, she majored in musical theater.
Musical theater. All right.
I'm Kenya, and I'm playing Adonis Hacker, and I majored in
Medicine, I think.
Medicine.
Yeah, medicine. Mm-hmm.
I'm Maddie and I'm playing Atlas Hacker and I'm majored in media studies.
I'm Hendrik and I'm Apollo Dynamo and I majored in business.
I'm Lisbeth, and my name is. I'm playing Athena Jackson, and my major is communications.
All right, and I'm going to try to recap as best of my ability. I'm not really good at recapping, but I'm going to try to recap real quick. So in our very first episode, we had a strange incident where lights were coming through the floorboard of the apartment complex that you all live in. The apartment complex is called BB Bam's Lofts, and you are all majors at a nearby university called Maylor University. And yes, the light coming through the floorboards, everybody on the second floor who noticed it came wandering out looking to see what was going on. You got various answers from Iris. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, Iris. Iris Eubanks, who is the owner-proprietor of BB Banks. And none of these answers really fulfilled your questioning. And in fact, we had Apollo ask for a hammer, which was delivered last episode. And actually, he got several hammers, right? We got a claw hammer, a jackhammer, and a
Sledgehammer.
sledgehammer. That's right. So anyway, so he's loaded up with hammers. We have yet to see what he's going to do with these hammers, but he does have them, although he does not have any air to run the jackhammer. All right, and what else happened last episode? So we had, let's see. Now that with the first episode, we had Madison. Atlas. Thank you. We had Atlas discover one of her powers, right? First, she turned into a sofa-ish material, then wood, and then after the wood turned into a comforter, took a nap on the floor, right? And I think that's at least part of what happened in the first episode, and part of what happened in the second episode. And then you went to investigate Athena, right?
Yes.
So you walked outside because you heard. I think you heard the tool cart of Eugene as he was leaving Apollo. And the cart was overly large and made lots of noise. And it seems that Eugene is either very strong because he picked up this whole tool cart and walked down the stairway and then put it in the service elevator, which is downstairs, and went down. You wanted to follow him, but you knew you weren't allowed on the service elevator. And I think you left and you went to go see, let me get this right, Adonis Hacker.
Yes.
Yes, and Adonis Hacker was one of our new players last episode. And Adonis was our medical major, and she is also related to you.
We're sisters-in-law.
Yeah, sisters-in-laws, right? Something like that. All right, so Adonis agreed to check it out. She actually used her medical skills somehow to pick the lock of the elevator.
Hey, surgeons use it.
Yeah. And got the elevator to go down, right? But only after being distracted, because you distracted Eris, right? And she went up to your room to find out what your issue was, only to find the comforter. And she
I
ended
find that out.
yeah, and the comforter looked an awful lot like a person, right? And she was very upset that this was one of her tenants, and she folded the comforter up and put it under her arm and walked out, and you were not happy about that. So in reaction, you followed her, picked her up off the floor with one hand, which is very odd. And you didn't even feel like it was much of a weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all kinds of bizarre things going on there. But meanwhile, Kenya's character, which we got to get these names right, was Adonis, got downstairs. And in the basement, she found out there was this weird emergency lighting going off and smoke and light coming out from a room down on the very end. She basically ignored everything else in the hallway, ran straight down to that room, opened the door to find this weird mechanical box that had lots of gears and other things coming off of it, and it was basically out of control, and a strange blonde-haired woman was frantically trying to fix it. She at first tried to help her, and then basically gave up and ran away. Is that about right?
Yes.
Only to get overtaken by a flash of light that came from the room and that knocked her out. When she awoke, she found herself chained to a chair. And the crazy blonde woman screaming at the top of her lungs, "You better hope I can get this under control!" Right? And that's where we left off last adventure. So that's where we'll pick up. And I want to go back real quick and talk to Apollo. What are we doing with these hammers? Because you had some time. And so what have you been doing?
I've been using the sledgehammer and just hitting it against the floor.
Okay, so you're hitting the floor. The floor is basically made out of wood. A couple of good strikes should do something. However, I don't know how strong you are, so
Okay.
check your strength score and roll against that on the chart.
Oh, 35. Yikes.
Tell me what
White.
that is. White. All right. In my estimation, you've been up here for quite a while, so we're going to give you a couple of rolls. We're going to actually give you about 5 rolls. So that's your first one. I need to know what your next 4 results are. The first one didn't do much damage. It messed up the boards, but it didn't really break anything.
Dang it.
0.
5. Wow.
5. That's really bad. You did even less damage to the wood the second
Wow.
time. Maybe the hammer is just too heavy for you.
No, because I got 10. 46.
46, is that, what color is that? Check your chart against your strength. This is actually a blunt attack against the floor. So if you look at blunt attack versus the floor, what should you actually be using?
Oh,
Or should we be using strength like I said?
fighting.
Yes, you should actually be using fighting. So
How
what
about
is
your
your fighting ability? Is it better?
No, it's worse.
It's worse. So you may have a horrible time getting through this floor.
Yikes.
But go ahead and roll your other ones. I think what color was that? Was that white or yellow or green?
Skipped gym day too many times.
Yeah,
It was green.
green. Oh, so you actually did break a board.
Hey.
Hey, there you go. There's your first board broke. Keep-
33. Wow. Nothing.
What color is that?
White.
White. All right, you have one more attack on the floor.
Wow.
1.
1.
Okay. So basically, out of all of that hammering, you've broken one little plank off, and it's not even big enough to see through. And when you pull back the one little plank that you broke, you see that there's flooring below the flooring.
Wow.
So this might take a while, but you know, you got all day, right?
You got other stuff you need to do.
All right.
Like, come see what's going on.
Can I go return the hammer?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
want it.
try to return the hammer.
No,
Yeah.
it's useless.
Okay. All right. So you exit your apartment, hammer in tow. Are you going to bring all the hammers back? Now, that jackhammer he gave you is very heavy.
No, that's too much. I'm only taking the sledgehammer.
Okay, so you check the sledgehammer. The sledgehammer is 20 pounds. It is fairly heavy. I don't know how strong you are, but you wouldn't be able to carry this forever and ever. But it's 20 pounds, so you can carry 20 pounds for a while. All right, so 20 pounds isn't that bad. What is your strength?
10.
Yeah, actually, you actually do work out. You're not a total wimp. Yeah, so you can carry this 20 pounds for a long time. All right, let's check on. Okay, Evelyn, I need you to, and I've forgotten your character name already. Artemis. All right, Artemis needs to roll a intuition check again because actually it's going to. You got bonuses to this because it's pretty obvious. Go ahead.
Okay. I got a
83.
83. Okay.
It seems to you, and now you can go ahead and check that, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to know what's going on.
It's a yellow.
Yellow, okay. Yeah, it sounds a whole lot like to you that somebody is hammering on the floor right above you with a sledgehammer. Yeah, dust particles are coming down, parts of the ceiling, like, you know, the little popcorn stuff that they put up on, is coming, falling down from the ceiling. Yeah, it seems like somebody is literally hitting the floor right above you with a really large hammer. If you had to guess.
What do you do?
I'll go ahead and check it out. Go up.
Oh, y'all should fight.
All right.
I'll go up to like the room, like really right above me, and then knock on the door.
Okay.
Knock it off.
So you've just finished your fifth swing, and somebody knocks on your door.
I'll answer it.
Yeah. You have a 20-pound sledge in your hand because you were going to take it back. So he answers the door with a big sledgehammer in his hand.
You better not attack.
You want to fight?
Hi, what's going on?
You know, just the usual.
Explain why you're doing it.
So like,
Little
why are you messing with the floor? You see, it's kind of causing a disruption, like below.
Well, let me tell you. I seen a strange light coming from the floorboard. So I got the sledgehammer to break it.
Oh, you seen it too?
Yeah.
Shouldn't you guys go to?
But like,
Lowest
shouldn't
floor?
you be breaking my floor instead of yours? Cause
Well, it appeared on my floor. How was I supposed to know it appeared on your floor?
under your floor is my room.
Hey, weird things happen.
But your floor is not the lowest.
Okay. Now, timing-wise, about this time, you were getting on the elevator. You're Barbieing onto the elevator.
I'm asking you,
And-
why are you a Barbie?
And below, this is where you get knocked out. The flash of light just now occurred. Okay? So, and it goes up through the floor. You're in the elevators,
Yes.
and I need you guys to roll a stun check to see what happens to you two. Yeah,
Wait, what is
Wait,
stun
why?
again?
stun because you're in the elevator. You're getting hit by the same
is
flash
stun?
of light.
Is it endurance?
It's
Wait,
endurance.
oh,
Look at the
my
chart.
name's
It's right underneath. It says
No,
endurance.
the red one. The red one.
And I need to know what your results are.
No.
38.
28. Dang it.
26.
Yikes.
No, 29.
That made it better.
It's in the white.
All right, yours is white.
Yeah, I'm
And that stun result is 1 to 10, and I will roll that, and I will not tell you what it is.
Wait, how do I figure out?
You gotta,
You go to your endurance,
Okay, yes. Endurance. Oh no.
and then you
Yeah,
go to
where
that
is
column,
White.
and yours is white also, and I will roll your result. Okay. All right, so both of you collapse in the elevator when you get in it.
So I just fall backwards because
Yep.
my hands are like.
Basically, a flash of light comes in, rips through both of you. It's more painful than the last time that a flash of light went through you.
Because I'm plastic.
You are plastic, and plastic doesn't have nerve endings.
Exactly.
So you are correct. You don't feel it, but all of a sudden your consciousness is like,
So
I got
my
super
health
healing.
is fine.
you
be fine.
you truly are an airhead.
do we need?
Literally, there's nothing up there but air. You know.
Wait, does this impact our health at all?
Well, not
It
mine,
doesn't
'cause I'm
seem to
plastic.
be affecting your health yet.
Is this where I figure out my power?
Yet, and I stress the yet. Okay. All
I
right.
know I'm
So, and then you guys are in the room talking to each other, and the flash of light comes up through the floor again
Oh no.
and goes through both of you, and I need you to roll a stun result.
Oh my gosh.
Now, you guys get a benefit because you are actually a floor higher up, so whatever your endurance is, you can shift it up one column.
Mine's
Mine would be
worse.
excellent.
So it's-
Dang it, you're
So mine's
behind.
incredible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
no, mine is good.
If it's excellent, you would be remarkable.
'Cause
So I'm
a
Because
floor
it's a
excellent.
floor higher.
It went through another floor
I
to
got
get to
a
them.
86. Okay, then I got a. I'm on yellow.
You're on yellow. Good.
Ooh,
50.
50. You'll be fine. Yeah, you're fine. You're in green.
You're green. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're green, you're fine.
Yes.
Well, I say that. Let me check. If you got a green, you're actually stunned for 1 turn. Yeah. So, and then
like
yellow.
6
You got
seconds?
yellow, right?
Yes, I got yellow.
Okay. And if you read yellow, it says no.
You're a Barbie doll.
Do y'all see that? It says no
What do you
Yes.
mean?
on hers, where she said she got a yellow under stun.
Yeah.
No
So
means
I
she's
didn't get-
not
I
I didn't
stunned.
get stunned.
So
As I should.
basically, he's momentarily stunned for about 6 or 7 seconds. He literally, you're
With the
talking to him, he
sledgehammer?
just stops talking.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's stunned with a
Yeah, he
sledgehammer
stops talking and he's like,
With a sledgehammer.
in
Yeah.
his hand.
yeah,
Wait, can he accidentally drop on his toes?
it could happen, but he's just
No, give him
stunned.
the
So
leg.
probably he's okay. If he was stunned for longer than 1 turn, then that would
How long are
bad
we
things would
stunned?
happen. But yeah. Anyway, you don't know how long you're out. Only I know how
Yeah,
long
'cause
you're
we're
out.
How are we supposed to know?
You're out however long I rolled this. And I rolled for both of you, and I know what the roll is, but I can't tell you. Okay. Now, you, however, are totally unaffected. But you're staring at him. Now, you see the flash of light come and go through you. You feel the pain. You're just not stunned by it.
Right.
But you see that it has visibly affected him. I mean, he is literally glassy-eyed right in front of you going.
What kind of character do you want to be?
And for a full 6 seconds, he's staring off into space, and it's almost, I mean, you can say whatever you want to him, but he's not hearing it.
Uh-huh.
Okay? But then all of a sudden he snaps too.
Okay. So
Stop awkward pausing. We gotta edit this.
wait, so snap as in like he's back or
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like he's staring at you like,
And then he like.
and then he goes
Oh.
like that, you know.
Are you okay?
No, but yes. Kind of.
Okay, that was weird. That was very weird.
That hurts.
It did hurt. It okay, wait, hold on. It hurt.
You're stunned. Stay stunned.
Okay.
So, do you want to go check the light in like my room instead? Since you know, it wouldn't make sense if we were to like destroy your floor,
Okay, fine, but don't be so judgmental about
Your
it.
floor the lowest.
It's the first floor. It's the first
You have
floor.
prior knowledge of the room of the loft you're staying in. There's something underneath your floor.
Yes.
Is this character knowledge or player
It's
knowledge?
you live in it. How would you not know there's the
That's why
basement?
we're going
But
to
that's
check
why-
it out.
But it comes from above, like below your floor. You wouldn't go to the bottom floor.
You'd go to the basement because you're like, if there's something
No, you're not
lower.
gonna break the basement because what's under the basement?
Not
Dirt.
break the basement. Why would you break your floor? Like that was.
If he
He
breaks
was
his
breaking
floor,
it.
if he breaks his floor, it breaks her ceiling.
Yes.
Yes, but like, why would you break your floor? What are you gonna get from?
Because
like,
right under
Don't
there is
figure
the
out what's
basement.
underneath
You
it.
figure out what's happening.
Yes.
Elizabeth, stay stunned.
Stay out of it. Stay out of it.
Y'all are
You
so
are, you are
slow.
unconscious.
Y'all are so slow.
Yes. No.
Hey, hey,
What are
my,
you gonna learn
my 30
from breaking
remarkable
your floor?
intelligence says
Just sit
otherwise.
You're
under
gonna look
my
at the
floor.
basement.
No, because if they break a hole in the floor, then they're gonna see the
What's
basement.
happening?
Basement inside
And they
the
don't have to
basement.
go all the way
Because
to
my
the
floor is the
basement.
lowest.
But if they break
the
It's
basement
Elizabeth,
floor,
you do
you're
not
really
know about
see-
the
My floor is
area.
above the
The
basement.
foundation
Placement.
of everything is on cement. You're gonna hit cement,
What?
right?
There's a basement,
there's-
Lisbeth.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss
I mean-
Communication Major. It's also an tech minor.
But basements are made of cement. Like that's why
They're made out
ceiling-
of cement.
Is the ceiling made of
Typically,
cement?
yes.
because they're meant
But
to
the
be shown.
Typically.
They're breaking the basement ceiling if they break her floor.
Aren't
So they'll
all-
look through the basement ceiling.
Because the basement is the
No,
foundation.
no.
You
How are
should've-
they going?
The basement
You should've got us
typically
a
is the foundation
saw
of a building.
And then just
Yeah.
cut us
I mean, technically, the foundation of the basement is the foundation of the whole building,
Yeah.
but the basement is below everything.
Y'all are not gonna learn anything from hitting your floors.
You know what? We're gonna hit it anyways.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, we're still gonna do
You
it.
can't stop us from doing something of
Okay,
your
right?
son.
You're not even in the storyline.
That is true.
You know what? It's a
Jigsaw.
rage room in Evelyn's room now.
Yeah.
All right. So Apollo and Artemis, Apollo and Artemis go downstairs
Yes.
to Artemis's room. All right. Eris, let me see. She seems to be fine behind her desk, although she's looking at the floor. And she goes, "Oh, hello, children.
Hi.
How are we today?
Oh, we're good.
Everything's fine, right?
Yeah.
Good, good, good.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing with the hammer, Apollo?
Well, I'm using it like I asked you earlier.
Oh, yes, of course. No problem.
Yes, yes. We'll be on our way.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
Enjoy.
Uh-huh.
Sure, sure. Let's go.
That wasn't awkward.
Not at all.
No.
She's just weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do you want to break the or do you? I break it?
I don't feel like doing the work. You do it.
Okay.
His
It-
strength is.
As you walk through the door to go into her apartment, you hear sirens. And they're very close, like outside y'all's apartment complex.
Huh.
So,
Eris didn't say a word about it,
Let's go.
but she did have her cell phone in her
what was
hand.
that noise?
Let's go check that out. That's weird.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. We'll leave the floor alone. Just for today.
Let's be nosy.
Yeah. Let's be nosy.
All right, so you see an officer walk through the door of the apartment complex, and go approach the Eris, who's right there at the desk, and Eris is like, "I have a problem. One of my attendants attacked me. It picked me up off the ground. I want to file charges of assault."
Yeah.
You see the all right. Are you sure this was assault? I mean, you don't look harmed. Yes, it was definitely assault. Now, madam, you have shown no signs of bruising. She picked me up off the ground. What is assault to you? Fine. I'll file a report. File another report. And he pulls out his little iPad thingy and starts writing down whatever she has to say. That's what you hear.
Huh. Okay, well that's weird.
Yeah?
She doesn't look like hurt, so.
I wonder who it was.
Oh, you hear. It's Athena.
Oh Oh,
Athena Jackson has assaulted the owner of the complex.
Athena?
Of course, it's my neighbor. I'm surprised.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aren't they on floor 1 though? And aren't we in the elevator stunned?
You're in the elevator stunned, yes.
The doors are closed or something?
The door's closed. Yeah, doors don't stay open. What did you think?
Well, we were
Wait, is
stunned.
the elevator
We could
stunned?
have fallen.
You're in an elevator that's going nowhere,
You're just
stunned on the floor.
No one can get
Is it
in
going up
either.
and down?
No,
Yeah,
it's
no
just-
one can get in
it's
the
just-
The,
Nobody
elevator.
can get
on-
in.
the only people that go up and down is Cerebus or Eugene.
Ooh.
Yeah, and no one can get in either because I have the keys.
That's
Let
a
them
little
play themselves.
weird, you know.
Oh yeah, you hear, and she stole my keys. Thank you for reminding me.
What was she in her keys for?
I appreciate that.
What was
So,
she in
so
her
helpful
keys
to
for?
the
I don't
GM.
know. It doesn't make any sense. Did she mention earlier something earlier?
No, I haven't seen Athena at all today.
You saw me in the hallway.
You're not there.
No, you're definitely not part of this conversation.
Get out! ABC conversation.
This is not a conversation I'm having with him. I'm having it with the player.
That's not how it works, Elizabeth.
You're messing up the storyline.
Whatever, keep going.
I haven't seen her all day at all today.
She must have disappeared.
Let's go back in the room and then destroy the floor.
But I don't want to destroy it. Can you destroy it?
Fine.
Hey. I brought you the sledgehammer.
will.
Be grateful.
you
I came down
literally-
to your room.
You
Be
literally
grateful.
almost destroyed my ceiling.
Is that my problem?
Yes! You're the one who got the sledgehammer and beat the crap out of the floor.
Cry me a river.
Whatever.
All right, so you'll go in the room, and I guess you're going to pound on the floor.
Yeah.
All right, so roll a strength check. You're actually not a strength check. We figured out it was fighting because
Okay.
we are doing a blunt attack against the floor.
Okay.
The way this works is the material strength of the hammer goes against
yeah,
the
okay.
floor,
Okay.
just so y'all know. I'll explain that in more detail if it becomes relevant. But
I got a 54. Okay.
54. What is that for you?
That's a good.
It's
Green.
Green?
Green.
Okay. All right, so
I-
you basically start hammering at the floor. Go ahead and roll twice more.
I got an 86.
Nine.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
9. 89.
All right, what is that?
And that is a.
Why else did I let
A
her
yellow.
get the hammer?
Yellow feet? All right, so the second time she swings that hammer, the hammer nearly goes through the floor. It does so much damage. Yeah, the boards just
One
start
more
splintering
time.
everywhere.
One more
You have one more roll.
A 57. Now that's a green.
All right, and you hit the floor again. You break off a few more boards. It's not as good, but you're starting to see through. There is another subfloor underneath the flooring. But the first blow you didn't do it, but the second blow you actually broke part of the subflooring. So you're starting to have a little hole there. But then you hear a knock on the door. Open up in there. It's the police.
Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer.
I'm in the shower.
Open up in there. It's the police.
Dude, I'm in the shower. I can't.
You have a count of 10, ma'am. And I'm going to break this door down.
Cover the floor.
Don't let me fall in the shower.
10.
Okay, so I'll move the couch.
9.
I move the couch over the floor,
8.
and then I open the door.
All right, so you move the couch over the floor and then you open the door. All right.
Hi, sir.
We heard a disturbance while we were filling out a report.
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
Sorry, sir. That probably must have been the couch. I was moving it to get my pencil from the corner.
Your couch makes an awful lot of racket.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
How many times did you move it? Because we heard 3 distinct sounds.
Well, we
it's-
dropped it 3 times. It was pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy, sir.
All right, so y'all are trying to reason this out with this guy.
Oh, yikes.
So you will have to use your reasoning abilities.
Okay, mine is good.
It's typical.
All right. I got
Girl.
a 97. Oh my god. And that's
Over
a
55.
that's a yellow.
54.
Near
Oh, you got
red.
good.
All right.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Wow.
Okay, so the policeman looks at you and he goes, "Sounds reasonable. I don't want to fill out any more paperwork anyway. Y'all just keep it quiet in here."
Yes, sir.
And he goes back over to the counter and continues to fill out his paperwork. Now, what are you going to do?
Oh, that was so close. Okay, maybe we should leave this off for tomorrow.
All right. Meanwhile, Athena wakes up in the elevator.
Okay.
You see a Barbie doll laying on the floor.
Um,
A really life-size Barbie
can I-
doll. Sorry.
Can I try shaking her awake?
You can try. You try shaking her awake, but her eyes are open, and she's just like,
Can her touching me turn me into human?
"Afraid that's not how your power works."
Well, I mean, I was sitting on the couch and then I turned into a sofa. So if I'm sitting on a human.
What if you dream about being human?
You're actually that is going to be you physically having to change yourself, and you are currently still stunned. She is up. You are not. Remember, it is a random
Oh, I have
10-sided
that,
dice. Yeah, it's a random 10-sided dice. Her number was lower than yours, therefore she wakes up first. Yeah. Now, technically, you're not asleep. You're stunned, so you are just not coherent enough to answer her. I mean, you're like there staring up at her, glassy-eyed. You could probably see blurry images, but you're literally stunned. Not knocked out, but stunned. And yeah, she seems to be there, but who can tell? She's a big Barbie doll.
Okay. So she's still stunned,
You don't know that's what it is,
but I know she's not.
but you know she's out of it. Yeah.
And I have the keys in my hands.
Yes, you do. And the elevator technically is closed. The
Do not leave
door's
me.
closed.
I'm gonna open the elevator.
You know what? That's it. Me and Elizabeth, it's rivalry now.
I'm never gonna leave you.
You let her throw me off the balcony.
I after you.
Her Barbie eyes turn red.
Stop talking.
Eyes are open.
All right.
Stop talking.
The elevator dings open. You're still on the first floor. Yeah. You can see and hear the policeman go, "And what happened next?" And he's looking at you, and because you're like right there, right next to him. He goes, "Ma'am, I think I just found your culprit." All right, so before we go any further, you've never really described yourself, and I need you to because the police officer's got a description. It's going to be you, but
Okay.
we don't know what you look like, so describe yourself.
Black hair. I'm gonna make myself white.
Privileged.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, black-haired, white, eye color.
Actually, no, I just want to be brown.
Well, you do you, girl.
She's mixed.
Okay, which brown?
Light
'Cause
brown.
I hate to tell you this, Jackson is not a Hispanic name.
Yeah, I'll just be. Oh, dang it.
Mixed. Be mixed.
You can be.
I'll be mixed.
Yeah, you could be African American because Jackson. There's a lot of Jacksons that are African American. There's a lot of white people that are African, that are Jackson too. So whatever.
Can Jackson be like
Brazilian. Be Brazilian.
a white?
You
Yeah,
could.
I have
It's
cousins
white.
You could be a
Yeah.
mixture
Yeah.
of like African
I'll just be
American
white and
and
Mexican. 'Cause I kind of want to stay brown.
White's fine. Well, you can be biracial, but
Yeah.
but you have to have at least one parent.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What's your height?
Post this kid.
Oh,
no. We get canceled.
5'7", and your eye color
Brown.
brown eyes. All right. So you hear him literally. He's staring right at you, reading off what you look like. Black hair, yep. White, biracial, yep. 5'7", brown eyes, yep. You're under arrest, young lady.
I start screaming help because my friend's unconscious on the floor, and I'm gonna be like, she threw us in here.
Me and Apollo go check it out.
Okay, so you're trying to reason with him. You're lying, but you're trying to reason with
Yes,
him.
and now I'm like,
Go ahead and roll.
We'll find out after this roll.
dang it!
What did you roll?
13.
13. I don't think we have to check that. I'm pretty sure that's white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the police officer
But my friend
Ron
on the
walks
floor,
over there to
unconscious.
you. Yeah. He goes, please step against the wall. Put your hands on the wall. Please, I'm going to try to help your friend, but I need you to do as I ask.
Okay.
Is he gonna?
I'll listen.
All right, so you put your hands on the wall on the other side. Okay, he reaches down and tries to check the pulse of the plastic doll.
He's gonna think she murdered her.
He's like,
No, he's gonna think she's weird.
he's like, he looks back up at you. He goes, oh, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to put your hands behind your
Oh my
back.
gosh.
It's Maddie's
So
revenge.
you put your hands behind your back. He gets up, he takes out his handcuffs, he puts them on you real quick. He goes, ma'am, I hate to tell you this, but this is a toy. This is a toy on the ground.
That's not the friend
That's
I was,
not a person.
That's not the friend I was
You're coming
referring
with me
to.
downtown, ma'am. I think you must be mentally imbalanced. And he takes the keys out of your hand and puts them on the
Wait,
counter as he walks
wait,
by.
That's not the friend I was referring to. She has my friend locked down in the basement.
Uh-huh. Tell me all about it. He pushes you out the front door.
Hey, can you see my dice? I
It's
saw
over
it.
there.
Can someone grab it?
No.
Dang it, I thought I was. I'm pretty good at reasoning, so I thought I could lie my way out of it.
Elizabeth, I don't think you.
She's fake.
You're welcome. I told her to open the door.
Okay.
If he knows you're a doll, why would I tell him it's a person? That's gonna
Because
make
you're not
me
gonna leave me there.
It's your
What if you
karma
go
for
first
opening the
time?
because I
door.
am a person.
Okay, but
Okay,
he
but
doesn't know that, and I'm just being handcuffed. So how would I take you with me? I'm not gonna tell him put the doll in the car with me.
Hey, if you're
both
into
of
that,
us.
then
Yeah,
yeah.
You know what? Take the doll as evidence.
Well, I
I need to wake up soon.
He takes you down to his car. His
Why did
partner
you
is
pick
in the
a
car.
Barbie doll of all things?
So I can be indivisible.
He does his little speaker thing that's on his lapel and talks into it and throws out some random code. Sorry, I'm not a policeman, so I don't know all those codes. But anyway, he throws some sort of code, but he walks you back down the steps and to the car and does the whole pushing your head down and pushing you into the car and closes the door and steps in, gets into the car with his partner. They talk briefly, but you can't hear them through the little glass window between you and them. And the car pulls out.
This is the beginning of a villain story.
Yeah, it really is. I'm about to.
You made this dumb decision.
My reasoning is really good, and I
No,
was
it's not.
yes, it is. It's
Not on this
Then
side.
why'd you get arrested?
But then I was like,
Just
because
had
if I
that.
don't get out right now, it's gonna be really hard to like get out of this assault charge later. So I was like, the best way is to just handle it now. I was
Or
like,
you could have kept on hiding.
Okay,
it
so
would have went worse because then I would have been.
meanwhile, you wake up about the time
Angry.
she's driven away. So it takes that long,
You're
but
about to get kidnapped
she's
by her.
gone, and now you're sitting in the elevator on the. I mean, you're kind of looking up at the ceiling of the
Do I still
elevator.
have the keys in my
I want to be
pocket?
something
No, they
else
took
now.
the keys because they were hers, and they were looking for them
I
and put them on the
think I
counter.
kind of realized that being a Barbie doll was not the smart decision, so I would like to be human again.
Okay, we are still currently having issues controlling our power,
Yeah.
so we have to roll a psyche check. Go
Okay,
ahead.
but hold up. So if it doesn't work, am I still like a Barbie doll?
Okay, let me tell you something. First off, you can re-roll it tomorrow. But second off, there's a special rule in Marvel Superheroes that I haven't explained. And this rule is called karma. Do you see the karma score I gave you? You can actually use those points to make the roll succeed.
Oh, okay, so I could add 46 to whatever.
If you wanted to, you could add those points.
Roll first.
Now, when you tell me, no. The way the rule works, you have to say, I'm going to use karma before you make the roll. Now, after you make the roll, you are committed to using 10 points no matter what the roll is. However, you can use as many points as you need to make it succeed.
So even if I get like a 99, I waste 10 points.
You should waste 10 points.
Oh.
So that's
Wow,
the
this is worth the risk, though.
that's right.
You
So
did.
so basically you're giving up 10 karma no matter what. But it could be more than that to make it succeed, depends on the roll.
I'm fine with that. I'm
Okay.
gonna use karma.
How
All right.
many?
All of it.
All of it?
I have to at least use 10. He said I can use how many I need.
He can use she has to use 10, but all she has to do is make it succeed.
But do you
If
want
it's
a higher
green, she
chance?
turns back to a
Oh,
person.
okay. So, okay.
Are you gonna want a higher chance?
Yeah, but I don't have to say. Do I have to say how much I'm gonna use at the
Nope.
beginning?
You just say I'm going to use karma, and then basically you use enough to make it succeed.
Okay.
Uh-huh. You may not have
I wish
to.
I
What
had
if you
known
get
that
0?
before I rolled for the cops.
Ooh,
50,
51.
51. So
Hers is a little more crucial than yours.
Can I go off?
An assault charge is a pretty big deal. Wait, but assault charges, they usually let them out.
It's already green.
You
so
could've
then I'll
reasoned
just
your
do
way out with
60.
karma.
61.
Yeah, but no.
Okay.
It's dark green.
Okay. So, all right. So basically, you succeed. You do have to take 10 points of karma off of your sheet because you were being careful. And karma is also used to level up powers. So keeping karma is a good idea, but sometimes when you're a hero, you gotta make the roll work. And the system in Marvel Superheroes to allow that to happen is to use karma. So as you know, you don't have a lot of karma, but you get awarded karma for doing things in story. So the more things you do, the more karma you get. All right? That's how it works. All right, so you guys are still in the apartment complex. You're still in her room. What are you doing, though?
We go outside
Okay,
and
so
hear it.
we were being nosy, so we're standing right next to the door with our ears like pressed onto the door
As
Okay.
we heard her get
as we
arrested.
get arrested.
All right. So
you
you basically, it's hard to hear. I mean, they were in the elevator when she
I
was
remember
patted
hearing that
down and the keys
myself.
were taken and all that.
Yeah.
But you do hear him basically return the keys to Eris
Yes.
and say he's going to take care of the miscreant. And you hear the door open and close. You don't know who was taken because you're not looking outside. And he didn't say who he had arrested.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wait, I got a question. Is she still stuck in the elevator? Like, did she leave? Once
She
it
has
opened?
changed herself into a person. The door closes automatically. The policeman thought she was just a life-size toy and left
Wait,
her.
do I
sitting
have
there.
my clothes back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You change when you.
Why were you worried
Yeah.
about your clothes?
Well, when you. Well, it's
was
kind of hard to walk in plastic
naked.
shoes, but when you change, they change with you.
Okay.
That's
So
the
will
way
she
your
need the
power
key to open
works.
the door?
So
Oh. So I'm stuck in the elevator.
you are stuck in the elevator. The door open button you have not tried. You don't know if it works or doesn't
I
work
try
without
it?
a key. Go ahead. So you punch the button, right?
Mhm.
The door does open.
Hey, tee up.
Okay. The way service elevators work is the doors will open or close, but they don't. You have to have a key to change
To go up.
floors. Yeah. So, in at least this service elevator, that's the way it works. So
just
no,
don't
you are
know
not
where
stuck in the
Adonis
elevator.
is.
So yeah, you open the elevator and Eris
Oh.
goes, "What are you doing in the elevator? You're not supposed to be in there."
I don't know how I ended up here. Sorry. And then I walk off.
Pardon me.
No,
but-
sorry. I have to get to class.
Atlas, we need to talk. After your classes, we're talking.
Sorry. I'm going to visit my parents today.
I could have swore you were a blanket.
No?
A
What are you talking
comforter
about?
then.
Ma'am, ma'am, have you gotten your medicine refilled recently?
I'm fine, really. It's just been a stressful day.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll get you some chamomile tea.
Okay. All right. And so you're going to go
I
get
leave
your
the-
books or you're leaving?
I'm leaving.
All
I'm
right.
leaving, and I'm mad. I'm mad at Athena because she left me.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know where she is, but I'm mad.
Yep. You walk out the door and go to class. All right.
But I don't actually have class. Do I have class?
I don't know. You probably do have classes. What day of the week is this? Nobody's bothered to ask.
What day of the week is it?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I check my calendar.
Just another manic Monday.
Not Monday.
Yeah. And it's yeah, it feels like a manic Monday, doesn't
Okay,
it?
let's.
Now, oh, by the way, the name of this game is Wackos in Waco. Yeah, just so y'all know, y'all are the wackos in Waco. All right. Yeah.
That's them too.
So yeah, it's Monday.
You know
So
that was a Barbie doll.
She was the one that got arrested. You were the one that tried banging on the
We're trying
floor.
to help her.
Trying
Yes.
banging on the floor and it
You
didn't
left her
work.
carried
So-
off by a suspicious.
But you
landlord.
let her throw me off a balcony and just left me there.
Huh? Well, I was heading downstairs anyways, and you were off
Nope.
the floor.
No, you're
He
fake.
walked right past
You know
Fake.
what?
what year are you in your studies?
Year 2?
Year 2.
Sophomore.
I'm gonna be a senior.
All right. So
I'm trying to get out of there.
yeah, you have a class today, and yeah, so you're in media studies.
Imagine if I had to go to class as a Barbie doll.
So what's a good media studies class?
Atlas?
Speech.
No,
Yeah.
broadcasting.
Broadcasting. All right, so you're going to a broadcasting course. And it's
And they're
it's your
listening to the
first
radio.
broadcasting course. They have actually multiples, and this is your first one. So it's actually kind of important that you show up. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm hungry. So.
All right, so I need to take care of one of my neglected people, Artemis. You've been chained
Oh my god.
to you've been chained to a chair, and you've been sitting there chained to a chair for a little while. It's only been a couple of minutes, but it feels like forever because you're chained to a chair. What are you gonna do?
I'm chained, right?
Yeah, she's literally wrapped around chains.
Where's
You
the
get
lock?
the picture that she's. You get the picture. She's not exactly.
Wait, what is she doing?
She's trying to work on the machine, but remember, it's about to blow up.
Well, she can't see me.
Well, no, because she's running crazily around it. Sometimes she sees
You know,
you.
grab your chain.
Sometimes she doesn't. Now, when she runs around the machine, she gives you a glance. She's mad at you. So she gives you a glance every time she runs around that side, but she's
Is
running
it-
to both sides.
Are my feet tied up too, or is it just like my hands?
She
like,
she threw you in the chair and then wrapped the chain around you until she ran out of chain. Yeah. So you're not exactly, not your arms aren't wrapped individually and your feet aren't wrapped individually. You're just, wrapped around.
So you can take wrapped around the chair.
Yeah, the chain's wrapped around the chair. And you don't see a lock where you're at.
I can't see a lot.
You don't see a lock.
Or you
There
can-
might not even be a lock.
Kenya,
You don't
smash the
really
chair.
know.
Kenya, just grab it right here and like.
Is the chair wood?
The chain looks like it was part of a winch system, which makes kind of sense because she has a lab down here.
Is the chair wood?
The chair is like a regular lazy boy chair.
Oh, this is a recliner?
It's a recliner.
Why is the chair? You're jump on.
Yeah,
You don't even see a lock though. Is
Yeah.
she tied?
Wait,
Is it tied?
There's
Is it
no
just-
lock.
it's been wrapped,
it's just
and it was
chain
wrapped
with a lock.
tightly-ish.
It's just no chain
Yeah.
with a lock, so just move around.
Yeah, you're
So
gonna
it,
try.
like, it loosens up.
All right, you're gonna try to move
Wobble
around
with
it,
and
wobble
try to.
with
That would be agility to try to shimmy shake through things. Or fighting, whichever one you want to try to roll. You could use a strength, but we're not trying to break chains unless you are really strong. It's up to you. I don't know what you want to do.
Aren't you gonna get an agility?
I have 20 on agility.
Which one's your highest?
That's excellent.
Endurance.
No, like that.
No,
Yeah.
like
Agility.
Strength and agility.
Oh, agility.
Then
And
do
roll
that.
for that.
Yeah, you can roll agility and try to
We'll
shimmy
use
shake.
karma if you want.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Well, don't you-
I don't think you need it. Like,
Her karma's not written down.
No, it is.
Oh, we're supposed to write it there. We're supposed to...
It has a karma spot. You should have
There's
it written
two.
there.
what's your?
I'm scared. It better be
Oh, I went in the
good.
wrong place. 42.
Why is this karma
93.
so high?
What's
93.
Your karma is made up out of your reason, intuition, and psyche at the beginning of the game,
No
but
wonder
it
you're
changes
slow.
depending on what's going on.
I got 93.
Yeah. 93.
I'm good at all of it.
Okay, so you do extremely well, and you're able to loosen some of the chains. There are a lot of chains on you. I mean, she basically just kept wrapping it. Now, I don't know if you know this, but a winch has got a hook at the end. So it's not locked, but the hook has been hooked onto another chain. So you can only go so far without, doing something about the fact that you're hooked to the other chains. So you're basically loosening up so you can kind of move under the chains, but yeah.
I'm still.
The
wrapped.
chain's not, it's not unwrapping because it's hooked together,
Oh.
but you can't see the hook. It's not visible to you.
So her character doesn't know she's hooked.
Right. Now you could do reason if you want to do reason. I could tell you that you're hooked and you know it, but right now you don't know that you're hooked.
Okay, can I use reason then?
Yeah, you can. You just roll it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just need to know your result, and I'll tell you.
64.
Okay, 64. Check it with your reasoning. Your reasoning is what?
10.
So go to the good column and see what 64 is. I know it's at least
green.
Okay, it's green. All right, so that
It's dark
basically
green.
means that you're looking at the chain and you basically decide, hey, I've seen this kind of chain before. This looks like a winch. It's probably got a hook on the end, and it's not a lock that I'm thinking about. Because you were previously thinking it was a lock, and it's definitely not a lock. It's not a bicycle chain. It's one of those big, thick chains like.
The fish hook thing?
Yeah, and it's got a fish hook on the end, and it's hooked together, and probably behind you on the other side of the Lazy
The
Boy
recliner.
recliner. Yeah, yeah. All right.
Is it a wait? It's a recliner.
So it's a recliner.
Hey.
Why couldn't you just tie her to a bar stool?
Can I try to get my arm out?
Yeah.
Wiggle out.
You
Use the
take one
recliner,
arm and like flip it out on the top or between the chains, or.
But you can't make a lot of noise because then the evil lady's gonna be like,
But she's
"Ah."
distracted fixing that. Or she's
She is
thinking-
distracted and she is running around it, but she is keeping an eye on you because she's mad because you didn't hold the tool where you were
So
supposed
I'll move
to.
around when she's not looking.
Okay. All right,
It's like
so
musical chairs.
you wiggle around when she's not looking, and I'm not going to make you re-roll your agility. We're going to stick with that one because it was good anyway. And so you ended up with your arm flopped out over the top of the chains. You're basically you have your arm between chains, but it's out, so it can do full mobility. Now what are you going to do?
Is it just one? Just one
Just
arm?
one arm.
It's okay, you'll be able
What
to
about the other
follow.
one?
You can do the same thing, but then you're going to have both arms sitting on the outside of
yeah.
a chain, and it's going to be like that. It's going to be pretty uncomfortable.
What about my whole body?
How?
Try to
Like, I'll undo the hook. I'll see if I can undo the hook.
All right, so you're going to try to reach behind you. Now, this is a Lazy Boy recliner, so they are not
Pretty
known for
thick.
being, they're like
How
that.
long are her arms?
So how tall are you? Because however tall you are, your
Can
arm
I make
length.
up the height?
Yeah, it's up to you.
I'm 6 foot.
All right, you're stuck with that. You're stuck with that 6 foot tall.
No, wait. 5, 9.
It's not gonna be long enough. It's not long enough. Just 6'4".
No, because then if she gets stuck in a small space later in the story, I don't know
But-
how, but like.
I can.
Tell me your
She can
height.
use her karma
5'8".
then.
Make yourself ugly.
5,
11.
9.
10.
10. Okay.
All right, wait a second. So the power that you picked was mental
Oh
enhancement.
yeah.
Okay. So is that the category? So what was the actual power?
They know the category, she doesn't know the power. I wrote it down that says.
Are you about to figure out your
Uh,
It's the Iron W.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, all right. That has no bearing on what we're trying to do. So
Dang.
I just wanted to make
can't-
sure
I
that I
can't
knew
change
what
your
was going on. I got to write that
Wait,
in
what
though.
if
So.
my power could help me get out of the cop situation?
You're gonna heal yourself?
All right. So go ahead and roll one more agility check. We're going to see if you can even reach this
Oh, yeah.
hook.
Okay.
And then she
Should I
get in
use
trouble
karma
for
for
shooting the
her?
cops.
Totally up to you.
No, because
She
it
can
would
do
have
it.
been,
81.
it would have been no weapon.
81.
So you have to check it on your agility. Tell me what it is, what the result is.
Yeah, for my finger. There's no
When
way.
the bullet lasts.
Wait, you shoot out of your
It's
nostril.
It's yellow. All right, so
Okay,
basically
Barbie,
you get
calm down.
extremely lucky. You reach around with your
what?
hand. You can
You're
barely get
preferring the
behind this
Barbie.
chair, but you can actually touch this hook, and you're able to flip the hook
You know what?
open, and
At
the
least-
chain just basically falls apart in the back.
Was she,
Cut
does
out.
she hear
You
it?
know what? At least I'm not in a cop
You
car.
don't know. Now the machine's making a bunch of racket,
What?
so probably not. And she's already she
You know
looks
what?
like a
You're stupid
fully
in the
crazy
face. I don't know what you
person
want me
to
to tell
you.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean,
intelligence
you know.
already remarkable.
So
Minus
she
2.
probably didn't hear it, right?
Why are you gonna call me stupid?
Yeah.
Like,
Because
we're
you
the same
couldn't
level.
even-
So
do
anyway,
that
chains
for-
are on the floor on the back
That's
behind you.
strange.
What are you going to do?
Shut up.
No.
You're still wrapped, but the chain is no longer secured.
So it's more mobile.
It's
That means
very
I can-
mobile,
I
yeah.
can move around more.
Mhm.
So I'll move around more until I get out.
All right. Let me check and see if you get caught. Yeah, you're like, what did he roll?
Blind mole.
You can just run really
You
fast.
get a couple of column shifts because she's very distracted.
If she's 5'10", then like her legs will
Can I
be.
just kick her?
Unfortunately for
gallop
you,
out.
you do get noticed. Yeah.
Can I?
She comes around the chair and comes around the machine and she looks at you and she goes, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Yes, that's my chain on the ground.
What do you mean?
What chick?
First you didn't want to help me, and now you're trying to sabotage my efforts to keep you secure.
I think you're talking to the wrong person. I don't know.
Ask what she's talking.
Yeah.
You're prison.
Okay, how strong are you?
10.
You're good.
You feel like you're suddenly got so much heavier. She's pointing at you, and you are just feeling like you're pushing down into this seat. I mean, it's like you're not immobile, but you're pretty close. You're very, very heavy.
What?
Yeah, you just got real heavy.
Did she
She
turn into a
pointed at
rock?
you, and you got really heavy.
Ask
What did you
she's
do?
doing.
What are you
Ask
doing?
her.
Bestie, what happened?
What do you mean? What am I doing? What? I'm not doing anything.
What's wrong with me?
No, you are doing something.
And she stops pointing at you, and you're back to your normal weight, and you're not falling, going into the chair. And she goes, "I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're
I'm not doing anything." She points back at you and goes, and you get heavy again, and you sink back into the chair. And she's like, "That's very peculiar." She takes off her gloves and she points at you again, and you get heavy again. She goes, "Oh dear."
Stop it. Get angry.
What? I am confused.
Meanwhile, the machine is cranking, and the wheel, you see one of the wheels spin off to the side, hits the floor, rolls across, then all of a sudden,
Y'all just died.
yeah! And that's where we're going to end this episode of Marvel Superheroes.
Y'all just died. Hey, Cop Car don't look too bad now.
Shut up, you're arrested.
Y'all are
You're
dead.
the cop
Okay.
car. The main character
You know
doesn't
what?
die.
I am
Dead
to be
in the
dead
cop
and
car.
arrested.
That's why I'm in the cop car and you're.
My superpowers could have
know
activated and
I
protected
mean,
me.
I had
She may
Shut
be
up.
dead, but at least she's not a fake friend. As she should.
Adonis.
At least Kenya, Adonis is loyal to her friend and her
You
sister-in-law.
tell him. You tell him, Atlas. Why he's stealing our chips?
Hey!
Hey. We're getting the back.
We finna fight him.
I want to see what happens next.
And me too.
Y'all's like decisions.
You know what?
Shut
You opened the elevator and got yourself arrested. I do not want to hear nothing about this.
You know what, Liz? Your freedom is gone because you're arrested. Anyways.
You have no
And
right.
you left your friends behind?
Yes, I
Good
Oh,
friend,
wow.
my ass.
Thank
Later, you were like, I'll be the healer to be a good friend.
Why would I take her in the cop car with me?
Because you're weird.
But you left me in the elevator?
Did I have a choice?
Yes.
I was a dead plastic doll.
Yeah, why would I tell the cop who already thinks I'm crazy? Bring the doll in the car with me.
Because that's what real friends do.
Another more reason
Because
to provided off that
if they think you're
craziness.
crazy, why does it
That
matter?
way, because that way they'll put you in a mental asylum and not in prison with rapists.
I'm not going to prison. I'm probably
Yeah,
going
you
to
are.
jail.
You're arrested.
Oh. This could be
But behind the scenes.
Juvenile hall.
Digs a hole in their rooms whenever you know
Hey.
there's a
That was stupid.
That was stupid.
But her putting it over the chair was us. And then her being in the shower.
Yes. I was like,
That was my
no.
idea, but
And then
Wait,
you,
I even call that
you
stupid. She
agreed
threw
with
water
it.
at you while you were wood.
yeah, that was stupid. Why you gonna make me?
Throwing water at her while she was wood?
Y'all had so many,
I was in the
y'all had
shower,
so
and
many
then I
chances
told
to
him, oh, I
figure
was
out
under the
more
couch.
information.
Why did you
or
start
go
laughing in the
explore,
middle of it?
Or go find out more stuff to make yourself like.
We
know
found out
what's
that you got
going on.
arrested and that there's a key.
What key?
The key that you had.
Yes, everyone knows that key exists because it's the key they use to man the building.
Wait.
Wrong.
I was like, I'll get rid of this assault charge, and
I
then
love
I'll
this.
go on with my day.
No, the reason I laugh is because I played some games with Scotty where you said, I'm just going to push the button and open the door. I'm like,
I thought I was gonna reason my way out and just tell the cop that like she was lying.
The way Elizabeth talks in this game, though, she's like,
Yeah.
Decision for us. Elizabeth, if only you would have known about it.
hey, you know the funny thing is, I told you before we started filming, make sure you're very specific with your details.
I knew I was gonna go open on the floor with the cop. I was like, I just thought I could reason myself out of it because I did that with the lady.
You did reason out of stuff before.
Yeah.
You
So I
had good
was like,
reason to think you
If I
could do
can
it.
reason my way out of it, I can get
It's
the
not
assault
the
charge
end.
removed.
You had
And then I'll
advantages
head
of going down and
This
hiding.
is a-
Yeah,
Alright.
but if I hide, either way, when I come back
This
up,
is
the
the
assault
fun
charge is
thing
still
about
there.
But it's not like he'll be able to find
Hey.
you.
This is the fun thing about role-playing games is because you don't know how the dice are going to roll in your favor. They can be completely
It's all about
merciful
storytelling.
for you, or they can be complete trash for every
Yeah, I
roll
figured
The thing is,
until
the role
you
that
need
was
it.
the role that was the most important for me was that one, and like all my other roles have been really good,
Make sure
and
all
then that
the
one
lights
was
turn off.
trash.
It'll be all right.
But here goes the thing. Saving up karma because for me, with my character, and I always had to have a lot of karma in reserve to make sure I succeeded in saving people. Because if you
That's a
fail
sad
in
life.
saving people, like you,
If you
You
have
have
one of
to
my
save up a
dice,
lot of
I
your
need that
karma.
back.
Yeah, but not for that.
Thank
Well,
you.
but me and Evelyn maybe don't.
okay, and then
These
they were
are
Those
having
are
my-
conversations.
Where's the other one?
They were going into
Got that
detail with like
one.
your
Okay.
character.
took all your
yes, I
power
think she already
strength in
handed
here
it
and
to over
everything.
there.
Oh, yes, she did.
But I think it
Are
was
we
a
getting
blast.
better?
Yes, I mean when y'all get into it, y'all get into it.
Hey, best one
Especially,
here.
I'm not gonna lie.
Best
you-
decisions. Best decisions
It
made.
is very fun to
Now,
see
Kenya
y'all.
exploded.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? At least I took a risk.
Oh wait, hold on.
YOLO.
Can you just kill the three of y'all?
Not my.
Huh?
Can you just kill the three
But
of
I'm
y'all?
really looking
The
forward
basement
to
explodes.
whenever
Elizabeth, you took away your freedom for not reasoning.
Elizabeth,
Oh.
how big that explosion was.
too.
Hey, Kenya's a doctor.
She also just died.
So
We don't know. That's not confirmed.
We don't know that.
What if her powers that?
We can't. We have to wait to find out in the next episode.
Y'all know at least possibly one.
When can we
one
do
of
the next
person's
episode?
powers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know my powers.
No,
When
I'm
can we
talking
do the
about,
next episode?
Mine.
The
Oh.
one
Oh, the
who-
lady with gravity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, none of us know it. Only
What's
him.
my
Only
power?
Kenya knows it.
Only Adonis.
What?
Only you know the power.
Y'all also
lady
got
has
a lot better with the naming. I need your.
Except when we were yelling at each
What's
other.
my power?
No, because it made me. Huh? Oh. I
Your
was
power
like.
is extremely good. I will give you that. Your power is extremely good.
Okay, weakest power out of all of us from the new ones.
Yeah, who has the weakest and has the best?
Adonis
Yeah,
will
Kenya
find
has-
out her power like right off the bat next game. I guarantee it.
Oh,
If she's
Elizabeth, you have the weakest power.
Jay, you suck for making us change.
Well,
That
here
was
goes the
bad.
thing. If you would have kept the missile creation, Hendrik would have had the weakest power.
Oh, dang.
But
My-
Wait,
my-
Madison doesn't have the weakest power?
What's wrong with my power?
What,
You
what
said
the
you
new
don't
ones?
want it, dog.
okay,
That was a bad decision on my
In
part.
the words of,
But-
and like I told my kids with the
I was-
Marvel thing, there are no weak powers. All powers can be busted as long as you
Busted.
know how to use them correctly.
That's a very good way to
What?
look at it.
Busted.
Like, for example, like,
Busted.
my power to bring yourself back is weak.
Yeah.
But I make it broken by you kill me, I bring myself
Wait,
back.
when you said weakest
You-
power,
And then I merge my souls with demons to where if I die, the demon takes over.
you mean the new power I got is trash?
Dang.
So who has the
No,
strongest?
we haven't created y'all's new powers.
Your second
Oh.
It's all
power.
about how you
He
use
meant
your
my
powers.
healing power.
That's the thing what you have
You're
to
fine.
think about.
You guys are going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
You have your. I thought you guys had already rolled for our
Like
power.
Elizabeth, you can take damage from people and place it upon yourself to heal yourself and your
Yeah.
allies. So that in itself is good. Like you can rack up a lot of karma by saving a lot of people.
Oh, I was
Like
racking up.
while they can be on the front lines
I
fight,
can't
you can be
see.
the rescue hero.
Yep. That is
Oh,
true.
that's nice.
The more people you save, the more karma you get.
So you can power level
I'll
yourself.
save civilians.
Like that's the thing. Like you can level
Me and
up
Elizabeth are
yourself
enemies now.
more quickly
Me
than
and
them
Athena.
because the amount of way you can generate karma by saving innocents
I'm gonna turn into a knife and then
will
just
get you
spin.
where you can use that
Turn into
karma
a knife.
to level up your fighting, your psyche, and everything else.
Oh, okay. Can they do that? No.
I feel like
You know
people
what, Elizabeth?
who
You could have
actually
saved
play
us
the
ones
with
game-
your
who are
healing
fighting,
powers.
The only way they can generate
But you just
karma
decided to get arrested.
is by doing heroic feats.
Wait,
That'd be
put this next to starting
I feel like what's it called? People, if they watch this, they're gonna be like really upset with.
Do you
how
need
we're
me to leave
playing.
the stuff
Yeah,
out?
They're gonna be upset with our
Nerds.
choices.
They'll be like, a Barbie girl! The comments. The comments are like,
You
why
need
did
to
she
leave this
do
stuff
that?
out?
It'd be
Alright.
you
Roasted.
with
What's
the
he doing?
sledgehammer,
I
and
don't
if you
know.
hurt.
Also, the other thing is
Jay,
Kenya
They
would
be
be
mad at
like,
you.
Do you want me to leave these up?
Hey,
Are you doing
hey.
something?
people will be
Oh,
mad
yeah,
at
they
you
do about that.
mainly because when you metagame. That is one of the things a lot of people cannot stand are people who metagame.
What's metagame?
Is where you use your player knowledge to influence what your
Oh.
character would do.
Like, for instance, all of you know something is going on with Kenya. If you start acting on that, or most of you don't know she got arrested. But if you start acting on it like you do know, that's metagaming.
Well, yeah, I just know that she left me.
Yeah. Well, you're likely to
We know
figure it
someone.
out
We know
because she's
someone got
not
arrested.
there.
That's all we know.
But if you can't act on it character-wise, you should be able to because you have knowledge. But some of them have no knowledge. And nobody knows what's going on with Kenya.
Wait, yeah,
Y'all
cause
can
Yeah.
low-key bust me
So-
out of jail.
wait, no, we do know that
We
she
know-
did
yeah.
get arrested because we heard
Y'all should bust
You
me
know
out.
someone got arrested. You don't
Yeah,
know
y'all
who.
heard
You
this-
mentioned Athena or something.
Y'all
They
heard the
mentioned
description.
Athena.
If she were to ask you what went on, then y'all could say someone got arrested, and she could say, "Uh-oh,
Right.
that's got to be."
Whoever
And
busts me
I'd
out
still
of
be
jail,
mad though.
I will heal
Tina.
whenever they're like in trouble.
Well, I could go to Elizabeth's.
Or
I could go to the
Elizabeth,
jail cell
I don't know
and
why
turn
you didn't
into
try
a
to break
knife
your
and
own
then-
self out of jail.
Why would I? But I
You
don't
have
want.
a phenomenal strength. You can probably snap the
She
wrist.
has no clue how strong she is.
Yeah, but I
She
don't
knows
wanna,
she lifted a woman with one hand off the ground, but she doesn't know her limits. I mean, you remember you're testing the limits of all the other characters?
Oh, that is true.
That's never happened for these guys.
Okay, that's another thing too. Like
They couldn't swim.
to find out our limits, I experimented on him, Drake, and myself.
Yeah.
To find out how much damage we could take before we die, how strong we were, and
You
everything.
know you're stronger than a normal person now, but you don't realize the limits.
Yeah. If whoever busts me out of jail in the next game, I promise I'll heal you back.
That, or you never know. Elizabeth can become prison gang.
I don't know, man.
gang
You know
lord.
what?
Can
Out
you
of
might have
prison
died.
becomes the new.
I
the
kind of
new
want to
villain.
see like
Almost a
Athena's
turbo?
life in jail.
Yeah, I want to see her character develop.
Well, and quite frankly,
Alright.
she got arrested for assault.
Orange
Assault
is the new
is
black.
usually not a charge that keeps you in jail.
It just
Um,
kind of holds you in, right? And you can
yeah.
bail out. Yeah.
You will
But
get.
if
She'll
no
be able
one
to bail
bails
out. Yeah.
But don't.
So-
Well, if-
As long as she doesn't do
If
anything
no one
too
bails you
terribly
out, you
crazy
have a
on the way.
limit, though.
Well,
How long-
imagine
Well,
what.
business
I don't know though. With
My
Mayor
husband
University
is-
I
finds
got
out.
3
Yeah, that's true.
zeros.
She could get kicked out of college.
Exactly.
What?
Mayor University might have the same rules that the other university has by that popular name, and they would kick you out of school for being arrested.
Because you're not a football player.
Right.
Omit
Yeah,
that.
you can't
Yeah.
go to work with
Not a football player, not a basketball player. You don't matter.
Wait, can you be
Guess who
basketball?
didn't finish their senior year of college?
Theoretically,
I'm
they
Can
would
I
kick
be
you
a
out even if you
basketball
get
player?
pregnant
I'm a
out of wedlock.
Yeah, because they have their rules are basically religious in
Can I
nature,
be a
and they can do
basketball
that because
player
of
on
their-
5'10"?
They can kick you out if you do what?
They're religious
Can I not
entities,
get
so they can
kicked out
kick
of
you out for
college?
weird things.
roll good.
I mean, you got caught drinking on a Facebook. Sorry, we
Can I-
we don't
I don't
approve
want to get
that.
kicked out of
You're out of here.
college, though. I'm okay with being arrested.
Every
So-
college?
Yeah, but
No,
college
it's just
finds out.
private universities that have strict rules against certain things because of religion or whatever reason. They have to have reasons, but they can kick you out for things that like A&M can't kick you out for.
Can I
Yeah.
be a basketball player in here?
Sorry,
Just in
you're
case.
5'10".
Okay.
Yeah, you
been
said you were
6'1".
5'10". You said you were going to be 6.
Why didn't you say 6 foot?
She didn't want to be that.
She didn't want to be that tall. She's like, she's worried about her future boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's like, I
Y'all
don't
were
want to be
like-
taller
y'all
than
were
my
like-
future
Y'all
fake
were like,
boyfriend.
what if? What if
No.
we can't pick
Yeah.
him too tall?
That was lit.
Yeah, because like honestly, I feel like he'd
This
use
is-
your height
this is the
against
fun
you
thing
later in
I
the
love
game.
about doing with
That's
the
why she
teenagers,
shouldn't put
like,
herself
Yeah.
in
after
that
we
position.
That's why
did
you-
the ball thing in class, they're like, oh, we could have did this differently.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Slade.
Yes.
What are your critiques on Hendrix' style of playing? You gotta sit on that chair.
You can't move.
You gotta sit in the chair.
I gotta.
You gotta sit in the chair. Sit in the chair.
I'll give it more like once I see both videos and take notes. I
I mean,
would
but
do
as
it-
of right now, like when you
Go sit in the chair.
Wait, what are we doing?
He's critiquing our way of
We're
playing.
getting critiqued.
Ooh, I don't
I
like
haven't asked you
this.
for your opinion as well.
Okay.
recording?
No, because him and Evelyn were having full-on
For
conversation.
him,
Good. It's called role playing. Y'all should do it more.
when you got into character, it was amazing. Is your character gonna be always aloof?
An idiot.
Because I mean, that's kind of.
No.
It doesn't really strike me as a business type degree guy who's gonna be like, I don't care, whatever. It is what it is. If you're following that business track, you're dead set on this is what you want. This is how it's gonna be done. Like you're gonna be more along the lines, I would imagine, of the brains or the mastermind behind it. If you're gonna be the business degree.
Got it.
So I'm basically going to echo. I mean, I'll tell you, my original degree at Baylor University is in accounting. So I worked with those kids in and out, and I was a little older than them. But I will tell you this: they're the most dedicated, grades. That's all they think about. In fact, I was older than them by about 10 years. They called me at home and they said, "We need you." And I said, "What do you need me for? We're not friends." "Well, you have really high grades." And I said, "Yeah, and we need you for a study group because we feel like with you there, we'll score higher." That's the kind of people you're talking about in a business program. I know that's a weird way of thinking, but that's the way they think.
Also,
And
you'll
so-
be really good at connecting with people and making connections with friends and stuff.
That's true
Building
too.
relations.
But you never did tell us. You need to think about it. Are you an entrepreneur? Are you an accountant? Those are different mindsets. An entrepreneur is always looking for a way to make money.
But
An
then-
accountant's not.
Also,
So-
he stated where he doesn't really give a care about money problems because he said parents' money. So you can also play the aspect to where you're being
He
forced
could-
to this business degree by your parents, even though it's not something you really want.
That's true. But you need to think the character out either way. And if you're that way, maybe you're a marketing major and you're basically like a hyped up used car salesman. You've got to figure out what your slant is. It can be all kinds of different ways, but you're a business major, you need to figure out which one. Because if you're the accountant type, I just told you the way they are, and they're all that way. So you just have to decide what it is you're going to be. But right now, I think you don't know anything about it, and you're kind of loosey on it. But yeah, I mean, the character's fun, but that's how you make it better.
You also did a great job of avoiding the metagaming.
True, he didn't do any metagaming.
Yeah,
And I think that's great.
You did it exactly what your character knew and what he had available to him, and he followed through with it.
Yeah. I agree with everything that he said. Yeah, I think you're doing fine, especially for role playing. I think the thing you have to think about is this is a flesh and blood character, and so you got to flesh it out. It went to high school just like you did. It went, where did he go to high school? I don't know. What kind of parents does he have? Probably the overbearing type, since he's in business school.
Oh, so we can make like little diagrams of our characters.
Yeah.
See, the thing about role playing is you get to be someone or something you're not.
That you're not. Yeah.
Like me.
It's not you.
Or for you guys, you're in a live
Yeah.
movie, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
basically.
should think of it.
Yeah, because like
You're literally developing a character from ground up, and it would probably be helpful to think about what their background is. And it's not going to be yours. It's going to be their background.
when it comes to Kree, Overlord, I went with a character that are the complete opposite of who I am. They're kind of greedy. They don't mind doing things the wrong way, and they don't mind sacrificing a few people along the way to get it done.
That sounds like you. What do you mean?
So basically, it's a grown-up version of Slade.
Said
But
you got the overlord mindset.
true, but here goes the thing: the Overlord mindset, if it was a teacher, would have been like,
Get my students to do my work.
Yeah.
y'all would have been more
So
like
him?
minions.
Yeah.
This is what I expect you to do.
Yeah.
A more drastic difference. I mean, I have a character that's a monk that's made out of metal. He's basically
He's
a
a bully.
robot.
He's a bully. Don't
Yeah.
lie. He's a bully.
Yeah. So he is pretty far removed from me because he's peaceful oriented until you do something that makes him not, and then if he's not, he's way not. But his whole mindset, he's a monk, right? He does things I wouldn't do. He meditates, for instance. He does things purely for the good of it. Like he brought people back to life. He gives people jobs. He goes around doing saint-like things, right? That's not me. I don't do those things on a daily basis. In fact, I'm very self-centered, and I have to try really hard not to be. That's me. He's the opposite. He's not self-centered about anything. He owns nothing personally. He has no gold of his own. He has no equipment of his own because he's a monk, right? So you have to wrap yourself around whatever the character is you're going to be. In that case, he's pretty far removed from myself.
Yeah.
So
And
you want to go through everybody? Is that what you wanted to do?
Yes.
Okay. So
So
No, let's
Elizabeth
go.
is next. All right, Lizzie. Who is this Kenya within the game you speak of?
Whatever.
Her imaginary friend.
Elizabeth, watch that.
I mean, honestly, we could make Kenya an imaginary friend for you if that would help.
if that helps, yeah.
It does.
Or we can say your character visited Kenya, the African country. Therefore, she mentions it a whole lot,
So-
just out of
He's
the blue.
upset.
That, but you did a really great job of bringing your character to life, like fully engaging in the role. Tone down the metagaming, because I will tell you there are people who on the YouTube channel will rip you apart because of metagaming. Like we will have to turn off the comments.
Well,
No, keep them on.
the worst part about metagaming, and he is right, you will get ripped to pieces by real
Can we
role
call it back?
players.
Cancel.
Wait, but where
I'm
did
gonna
I
call it
do
back.
that? I kind of
Yeah.
did that at the beginning, like. 'cause
Yeah,
of-
I don't
Yeah,
think
we're talking
I don't
about for the
think
whole
you're
day.
I don't think you're metagaming that much, honestly.
Not anymore.
So
beginning,
yeah,
I
I don't
thought,
think
yeah.
you are. But I will say this, that the one that you have to worry about on the metagaming isn't the one commenting. It's your loving and gentle and kind GM who will most likely literally kill you in the game for metagaming. So that's not a threat or anything.
It's not a threat. It's a promise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
like how Drake did, where he didn't want to go towards his death with me, so you sent Kyle after him.
Yeah.
He got the worst of the two ends.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, this is true. I mean, it's true. If you it's kind of like playing with fire. Just be careful with it. And he's right about the names, but I think you are doing a beautiful job.
She won't
And
make
I'm
her person.
enjoying playing with you, and I look forward to playing more with you. I think you're doing a great job. And don't worry about stuff that happens in story like the police. There will always be cliffhangers. It's a story. It's supposed to be dramatic and
Yeah.
fun. And so when things like that happen, it adds to the spice of the story.
No, because I really got into it. Because he said, "Put your hands behind your back," and I went like.
Yeah, you were doing it. Yeah, you put your hands on it. That's good.
And here goes the thing,
I'm
like
still looking at the camera when I
Like-
laugh. Like,
those make for, like what he said. Those make for some of the most fun moments you can ever experience. Cause it's like, oh, this happened. Now what? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, where?
Well, and you want to continue playing, right? Because when I ended that game, how many of you wanted to keep going? I mean, let's be truthful, right? Nobody wanted to end there. That's what a cliffhanger is. And if you have that, yeah,
And like the thing is, like that's amazing because like you're gonna make actions you regret. I mean, the first time we got sent to another dimension, we thought we were gonna kick ass and take names. We all got our butt kicked. Like,
right off the bat.
Like literally, we shot a guy in the face and he was still standing. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's the thing. Like you don't know what's gonna happen until you do it, and that's what makes these role-playing games fun because you get to experience and then just. Like how he said, you became your character. Like you did the actions, you did the choices. We gotta establish: do you care about your friends?
And I'm okay.
Elizabeth
I
doesn't.
would have been
You know
okay.
what? Madison stole a job opportunity from me, so no, I don't care.
what? What?
What job?
I could
I
have.
don't know. It's a character thing.
Yeah, I could have given
So
you.
invited her
can't
to your
make
room.
No, she
Yeah.
didn't. She followed me.
They're frenemies.
Yeah, I could have given you information on the karma to help you out of that situation with the police, but quite frankly, it was character building and story building. So
Trauma.
that's why I didn't tell you. On the flip side, I told you because I didn't want you to be a Barbie doll for the next day, right? So
I thought that was gonna be such a good idea until I did it. I was like,
yeah.
She said, wait, I have a solution. And then she's like,
Barbie
that
doll.
ain't worked out.
Yeah, I mean,
So is it gorgeous?
I feel like it would have worked better if I would have rolled and got joints. But the fact that I didn't have joints was the part that was bad.
so I mean,
The newer Barbie dolls have joints.
Yeah, but I didn't roll it good enough.
That would've been
FYI,
new
though,
Barbie doll.
FYI, someone needs to be a note taker. Like notes are going to be extremely important, especially when you get people coming up.
Oh, wait.
Like how many of y'all know the name of the girl who can do gravity?
It's like Phenomena.
Panama. I mean, Pandora.
Pandora.
See,
It started with P and ended with an A.
You need to know
if you
Pandora
had
can possibly do gravity manipulation.
and if you had written this down, because you got her name actually the very first game, I gave you her full name, the first and last, and
Her
yeah,
box is breaking.
yeah,
Huh?
If you can connect the dots with that.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See what
Kenya,
happens
you
whenever
did
you have
something
notes?
bad. Ow.
Kenya's whole thing was bad.
What do you want me to do about
Okay,
that?
see,
Hey, she's
okay.
getting powers.
Why do y'all think whenever we're playing,
You're not
I'm
supposed to
taking
open
notes,
Pandora's
Rosie's taking
box.
notes, Kyle's
Okay,
taking
did
notes,
I know
Drake's
that?
taking notes. Because everyone's focuses on different things in the notes aspect.
But I can't. I don't know about Pandora's box.
You only know the name of the character, but Kenya's character knows. She could literally infer that it's a box, right? And if you were able to get the information she had, now you know it's Pandora's box, right? But you don't have but half the information. But together you make the full thing,
And that's why everyone takes notes.
right?
Because
everyone.
because all the players know the information, but you have to remember, your character does not, and you have to play along with that.
Cerberus is the dog of hell. So.
Cerberus is the one who guards the underworld passage.
Yeah, that's
Prevents
what I
souls from
thought.
leaving.
That's what I thought. Whenever the
See,
box was breaking.
I don't know any of the Greek mythology
Whenever-
stuff, so I was just like, why
Hey,
is
y'all
his name
chose the
Cerberus?
names. I had zero
Why is
inclination to put
No.
anything with
When
Greek
I
gods
heard-
in there until I sat down and all my player characters picked Greek god names.
All I.
No, wait.
Hey,
I forgot
Greek
about
dog.
that.
Hey, and here goes the thing. You all chose the names of children of major gods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
I
not
would've
We're all
Stephanie.
siblings.
Adonis. I mean, wait, Artemis and Apollo are siblings.
Yes, they are.
You're goddess of hunt.
Wait, so
and
that's why
moon.
you guys are so it's besties.
And then
Yes, we're besties for the rest of
Apollo,
Rachel.
you're the god of the sun. Who
Am I
rides
gonna
the
die like
chariot.
that? The sun, heat.
And
Wow,
then
foreshadowing.
Athena is goddess of wisdom.
Child of Zeus, child of Zeus, child of Zeus. Who are you?
Atlas.
Atlas?
That's a
Um,
child of. That's
that's
a
a
titan.
titan.
Kronos.
That's a
Titan,
titan.
Child of
Uh-huh.
Kronos.
So
And then-
Uncle
Yeah.
Ant.
Yeah.
So,
Adonis.
Who?
Adonis.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Adonis is. It's it's an athletics.
Mythology class.
Adonis.
there's two.
Oh my
There's
God,
the
why
one
do I
in the
should have Percy Jackson?
Norse mythology. Is it Norse?
No,
No, it's
that would've
Egyptian.
been-
Egyptian mythology. And in the Egyptian mythology,
Adopted.
in the Adonis is Egyptian mythology, and he does death. He works for the god of death.
Osiris.
Yeah, there's no guarantee, by the way, that this has anything to do with the Greek whatever. I don't know why you are drawing those conclusions.
Yeah, it does.
To us,
We're
it
just going out
does.
with mythologies now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then on top of that, you gotta. I guess who's next, Jay?
We were talking about Madison, so we might as well cover Madison while
Oh,
we're on.
no.
Okay, Madison.
Her
Yeah.
decision making.
Yeah,
Don't even.
Hey, I'm great with the fact that you've been playing with your known power so much
Yeah.
is a-okay with me.
I was
It's
trying
how
to be
you're
funny, I
going to
don't know
discover
why.
it. Also, it's how you're going to learn how to control it. So I'm absolutely okay with that. Have you made great decisions about what you're turning into?
Hey,
Not
that
necessarily.
Wait, but what was I supposed to do when Elizabeth left me in the apartment?
Yeah.
Just stay wood? No, I was gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing is, playing with your powers also allows you to find the limitations of your powers. You need to start factoring into that. Find out like what's the hardest substance you could turn into. Can you turn into liquids? Can you turn into gases?
Well,
Can you
because-
turn
Oh,
back-
you did almost. Very
Fire.
nearly. Had you rolled any better, you would have burned the apartment complex down.
Eh?
Because if you had changed to fire like you had intended, so you might want to think a little wit wider because
was literally
I will
thinking
tell
about
you this: the
Kenya.
GM you have is not known for being forgiving of bad decisions.
No.
He's not.
I think
He
that's been a
is
good
not.
decision because like
You turned into a
He
flame
will
and Kenya
exploit
was
you
stuck in
and
the
manipulate you
basement.
to make more bad
Had you
decisions.
burned the building down, Kenya would have died in the basement because she
Yeah.
was
she's already
stuck.
dead. I
And
mean,
just
she died
so
either
you
way.
remember-
Would've found out about
Yeah,
it.
just so you remember, she would have let you go. But just so you remember, the floor was made out of what?
Wood.
And what does wood do?
Burn.
Very good.
You were gonna kill Kenya.
And I had already drawn that conclusion long before you actually made the roll. You just succeeded because you failed.
Wait, but I was also thinking like, what if I turn into like a stovetop and then would I be hot?
I don't know, would you?
Those
depending.
You've never done it.
Because if I'm like like the metal of a pan,
Yeah.
and then like if it's on, and then she grabs me and I'm metal of a pan, like her hands would burn.
Now remember,
my second thought.
your shape doesn't change. When you turned into a quilt, what did you look like?
A human,
person.
exactly.
A human quilt.
But like I would be made out of
Think
the
of
stovetop.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah, made
So
out
you
of a.
stay human, but you stay. You like stay.
I
your-
know that, but
Form.
then I would be like a stovetop, like made out of stovetop, and so if she touches me and I'm on.
You've never tried to do a stovetop, but yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's another experiment for later, right?
But yeah, so I mean that's the thing you have to.
Wait.
I think the big cautionary, for at least from my side of the table, is you better watch what you change into, because the person that's your GM, I'm just telling
Yeah,
you,
that wasn't very nice.
whatever
No
the negative
joints.
consequences are. you know.
I would have been okay if I had joints.
But listen, you turned into fire, and you failed to turn into anything else, Miss Human Torch over there.
Yeah,
I'd
then
be
you're
stuck
fired.
as fire, and the whole town would burn down.
Yeah. Oh, that is another question. Do you know what people do to fire?
They put it out.
Would I die?
So you would die.
No, I would just turn into water because I was sitting on the sofa, and
If
then.
you transform into water, if you succeed transforming into
Wait,
water.
But I wasn't thinking about the couch. I was just on it, and then I turned
but
into it. I wasn't thinking
as-
about the floor.
If she had turned
So-
into fire, fire grows as it gets more.
It gets
Yeah.
bigger.
So would she have grown with it, or would that have been?
Oh my god, that means
She
so
would
much.
actually
destroyed
combust
the
the item
world.
that she's on, right? And that it grows. Her body is the same size.
So, Elizabeth,
She
I
does
think
not
you
have
better
the ability to change her size.
But the great thing
So
about this,
the fire
I'm
like
giving you a
growing out
hint,
of her, she'd have no control over
you
that.
would,
None at all.
You do not have to worry about being trapped in burning buildings
Yeah.
because you can't die.
You could turn
I
into
can't
fire.
die?
No, you just burn along with it.
You turn into
Okay.
fire.
And then I could just turn myself into water.
Right. Unfortunately, all your friends
If
will
the
be
wa-
dead.
If,
but
if the water doesn't, so like if the fire's not out and then I turn myself something into it.
No,
and
because
then-
if you turned into water with fire surrounding
Yeah,
you,
'cause
you
then I
become
die.
steam.
So-
You become steam and die.
you have an ability that I think is awesome. However, I will caution you that it is a very dangerous ability to play with me. Okay?
Okay, but
Just saying.
I think the comforter was probably the smartest one.
Well, I love the big Barbie doll. I thought it was the.
It would have been so good if I had joints.
I will say
I
this.
would do
I will say
anything.
this. If you want advice how to use your power properly, talk to Jay.
That's true. He has played a character that's
Oh,
similar.
I thought you meant he
Yeah.
transformed.
He has played. Yeah. No, Jay's played a similar type
Barbie doll
character. It
before?
actually
Is
is
that
not
what
the
you
same, but it is similar.
What was your power, Jay?
If I had joints.
And become that.
Material. Yeah.
Wait, did he
I really
change?
just want to become
He
a milk
became
carton.
it.
I feel like
But he had
But he had to touch it. She doesn't have to touch anything.
So like if I turned into cardboard and she poured water on me, would I get soggy?
Yes, you would get soggy, and actually, cardboard breaks down as it gets soggy.
Oh, so I'd
So
be like,
literally,
no.
you could literally kill yourself
But
as
also,
cardboard.
The thing is with you,
Susan.
Madison, some of the most powerful stuff you can turn into, you would never think to turn into. For
Yeah.
example, when Jay was fighting, what was his name? Ironhide.
Yeah,
The way Jay survived was he turned into dirt.
true. But you probably should not be giving her ideas. Yeah, let's not give her any more ideas.
I think,
Okay.
Bro, the Barbie doll one would have been so good if I wrote it better. If I would have
Don't
been rolled like
tell each
2
other, like,
greens
think-
over,
I know.
would
Yeah,
have joints.
definitely open your mind and think about things. But
Like
would-
Madison, use your writing creativity for your power use.
yeah, it's definitely a creativity.
No,
No,
but,
no,
like,
no, like,
you
listen.
can't just be creative. You have to roll good, and I'm not good at that.
Yeah, but here goes the thing: you build up karma,
Oh, yeah.
You'll
The
have
thing
more
is-
karma to spend later.
and the thing is, you can level up your power ranking. The
Yeah.
thing is that power is perfectly suited for someone who has a wild, vivid imagination that can think of many
It really
ways
is.
to run with it.
It is.
And the thing is, like, you turn into it. You have no limitations other than what your power ranking will allow you to turn into, which you need to find that limitation.
You have no idea what it is right now. And I have taken careful notes because I thought you would do this, but you did not actually try to change into something you couldn't change into today. So, but there are things you flat out cannot change into.
And if you had done that,
No matter what.
she'd have been stuck, or she'd gone back to human.
Whatever
Is it
form she
stove?
was in
Is
last,
a stove top
or
one
she
of
may
the-
actually revert to human out of reflex. If that makes any sense.
Would she? Can she become a
Could always
stovetop?
hurt
Because
it.
she seems real interested about
She
it.
can.
A stovetop is a complex item.
So she can.
Yeah.
It just means that it's harder to do.
So, but like,
She would
But
become
she
Would I be
actually
trying-
has 20 excellent ability.
Yeah.
So I would have to do a little bit of study on that.
But then
I
it'd
know
be
where
like-
computer chips are, and I know computer chips are in stovetops. So I'll just say I'm not going to tell you the answer to that question.
but like, okay, so like, if I did turn into a stovetop, right? Would I automatically?
You would not be you would not have the ability to turn yourself on. However, you could get Hendrik to turn you on. And yes, I did that on purpose. I'm sorry. Had to be done. Yeah, it just had to be done. Okay.
Madison, think materials,
Yeah.
not objects.
I'm a married woman.
Yeah, well, you know, your character, you're married or not,
you're
is going to have
married
somebody turn her on.
All
All
right.
right.
Vincent Hacker, he knows lots
So I think we're on Kenya.
Kenya,
Yeah.
you're next.
Reckless endangerment. No, I don't know. I think your friend put you in reckless endangerment.
Yeah.
Although
You sent her into the wilderness and you went to go distract.
I'm not real sure about the walking into the
You should
room
have
with
told me
the
to distract
obviously
her.
crazy woman. That might have
Doing
been.
as she said.
What is your major? Because you made a lot of questionable choices. If you were in the field of medicine, I did not want you operating on me.
I just picked a random.
He don't need that. He don't need that vein. Take it out.
I figured out medicine's not for me.
You had
Burglary is
the
for you.
opportunity to help the poor misunderstood
Okay.
scientist fix her box,
But you didn't.
but
Because she
you
started
left
yelling at
her.
me. She started yelling at me. What I look like helping her now?
I mean, here goes the thing. That mindset, what you just said, keep that mindset because that mindset will definitely play into your.
Yeah, the character. Yeah, that's true. I will say this though: you be careful of your decisions. Yeah, because even though this is a fun game with no walls, it really you can do anything. As you figured out, you can pretty much do everything. The consequences of doing said things sometimes may not be what you want, a la strapped to a chair with chains, right? Because whenever you left, the box wasn't going to explode because y'all were actually making an adjustment to keep it from doing so. But that failed because you pulled the thing out.
Because I thought something bad was gonna happen if I kept
Possibly could have. So you might have been right. But it's that. But it's that. Yeah, it's
No.
that interesting dynamic. Just remember there are consequences. Is basically all. But I think you jumped right in there. So that was cool.
Yeah, you jump right into your character.
Yeah.
You did no metagaming. You obviously even stuck with your choices. You didn't try to rescind or redo anything at all. You stuck to your guns and you did your guns.
I thought you did well. As for somebody who's never played any kind of role playing, right? I think you did really well. So.
Alright, so next is Evelyn.
All right.
Evelyn was so funny.
Evelyn, when you really went out there, it was amazing. But there was times where it felt like you retreated. So try to keep that energy going forward. Like the arguments that y'all were having back and forth were spectacular. Like it was siblings like arguing and like neighbors who know each other. Like y'all have that relationship established, and that is going to feed the YouTube viewer. Like it's energetic, it's ongoing, it's exciting. It's a break from the like it's a break basically. It's like seeing all what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened to you in the second episode?
I guess Maddie and I
Almost
are in the game now.
nothing, right?
And her life.
So in fact, you almost didn't have a part in it. So as a character in
Hey,
a
that's
show,
being seen on cameras.
as a character in a show, what you want to do is make sure you put yourself into a spot where you can do something.
Right.
Honestly,
Irregardless if it's the thing you want to do or would do. You know what I mean? At some point you have to say, okay, if I close this door, I am literally writing myself out of the script.
First episode.
Yeah.
She did the
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
her
Yeah,
first episode,
yeah,
which was
your
episode
first
2.
episode, yes, which is
Episode
Yeah.
3 was the
Y'all
one she
both
did
did
all
that.
the
Y'all
stuff.
both
See, like he gave you an option, but you're like, no.
Nah.
And then you're like, oh, you're stuck in your room, so I guess I got to follow up with these characters. and then do their thing, and then cycle back to you.
Now, what I will say about that is, as a GM, I can invent reasons to throw you in the game. You may not like me inventing reasons to throw you in the game, because I will do that. So should you retreat again, if said thing happens and something odd happens out of story, you'll know what is going on, but you're forcing my hand. So I am literally, as a GM, God of the world.
Okay.
If I
Third
want a
person
crack to
omniscient.
open up beneath you and swallow you up, it's going to happen. So don't push the GM too much and put yourself out there so that that doesn't happen.
All right.
Otherwise, you may find, and I hate to say it, but I have more than one occasion, Shanghai people onto boats that they weren't supposed to be on. In fact, killed characters just because things did not happen the way that they should have been happening because the character was being withdrawn or whatever. And that's just another friendly reminder that you're not playing with the nicest GM in the world.
Yeah, which is why I busted out laughing when Elizabeth says, I'm going to open the door. I couldn't help it. I
I
was
thought I
like,
could reason my way out. I'd already done it
I
once.
think you did great.
I was like, dang,
But,
I think my role was
also-
trash.
But you did really good in episode 3.
no iPad
That
on
was
table.
funny.
Yeah.
I put that on Jay. He's the one that gave it to me.
Yeah, we can see you drawing.
I mean, that's fine. She was already just like randomly doodling.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be better if she was creative at least.
Oh, so you're saying she wasn't being
So
productive, like
basically in episode 2, you saw she wasn't going to do anything and you came up with something for her to do.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think it'd be funny that she's were you working on D&D stuff?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see that she's working on the other shows.
On the character.
The other shows.
I was working on her design, on her
But-
character.
You were
the
working
iPad?
on Ren.
No,
weren't
like on the back of
On the
the
paper, I
little
think you
paper. Yeah.
But everything the reason why we like doing this with y'all is because of y'all's arguments. Like,
Are you
those
keeping them in?
What
so
argument?
amazing. Like the second episode, which is the first episode, y'all were like, like you were still trying to get into the mode for it. Third episode, we're like, no, you were wrong and I was right. You were stupid. And, like
Another really big benefit of having you guys is I feel inclined to explain the game system, which I don't feel inclined to do when I'm playing with them. So if you've seen me go through and explain, that explanation is for you. Yes, I'm doing it for the camera, but it's for you because I know you don't understand certain concepts. So it's making me think differently, which is good because you need me to think differently for this to be on a film that explains anything to anybody. Yeah, so.
I feel like I don't know, like we're out of character and we're so in character. Cause Hendrik would be the one to stay in his room and like
No, he would not. He
in
would-
real life.
No, I'd be the one. He would not
Can you
stay
be
in his room.
Can you be the one to leave y'all all?
Yeah, but she would not.
Kenya's
Like,
So Kenya
cooperate.
broke her what Kenya would do and went down the dark, creepy hole.
I think Hendrik. I was like, stop with Hendrik with something like that. Like maybe we should just stay in our rooms, supporting the sledgehammer. Like the
I
sledgehammer thing. Like why?
I feel like me and you
dude?
didn't react enough to the fact that I was changing into materials.
Yeah.
You just left the room, and then you brought the lady up there. What was that? Bringing the lady
Honestly,
up there.
I didn't. It's because I realized I can't just like talk to the lady while Kenya's trying to sneak into the service elevator. Like that would not work. So I was
So
like,
why
I
would
gotta
you bring
move
her up to
Yeah.
the room?
On-
I didn't know
Wait,
where else I would
why are we
take her.
trying to go to the basement?
Also,
Because the flashing lights
Because
came
of
on.
the
Another thing.
flashlights.
listen to your GM very, very carefully. There are certain clues he drops, like with the keys. Do you want to use my key or take your key? You never answered, so that left it up for him to decide. And because he chose to take his key, because he knew Kenya was going into the elevator to sneak in, he knew you needed a key to activate the elevator.
Good
Right.
thing she can pick
Did
a
you
lot
really?
up.
Is that really what was like you're going through your head? I did not even.
My head, yes, but you have to understand I played a lot of games. I
He's
can
a
make up
master.
worlds right in front of your eyes and never blink. So,
I'm lost.
yeah, I know it's a lot to process,
Criminal.
but
criminal
90% of the
justice.
time I'm thinking
that
3
should
or
have
4
been my
steps ahead of
major.
you.
I was thinking.
Yeah. You know.
So like details are very, very key, though, which you need to think and don't spend too much time processing, but like the whole time while someone's doing their move, think what you can do to assist them or think what you can do to help them.
When
I was-
Especially when you get to
should have been
I was
combat.
trying to
Criminal
steal the
justice
keys and
major.
keep them, or at least like slide one off. But I just.
When we sat down
Did
for
not have time.
episode 1,
There's nothing to say you can't do that. You
There
can go
was
to the
no
medical field
written
because you wanna
material
steal
for this
prescription
game.
Drugs, Angels medical equipment.
at all, right?
There's
So
not-
everything is being
I'm a
made
bad
up.
doctor.
But for it to
There are
work
doctors
and
that
for
do
it to
do
sound real and for it to come off as a good game or story, I don't change details within your actions. So for the elevator, I already knew it needed a key. I mentioned the key, as he said, before you actually needed it. And then you came up and didn't figure out until y'all changed direction.
That Kenya needed a key.
Right.
So
I did not know what you were gonna do. I was like, how's she
Yeah.
get in?
Because like you'll
why would
see
you take the
whenever
lady up to her room?
if y'all watch our
I
games
didn't know where else to take
closely,
her.
Elizabeth and y'all, if y'all watch our games closely, you'll see Kyle probing him for stuff. You'll see Cree kind of like feeding off what Kyle does, and the idea is where it's because we've played quite a bit with Scotty, and it's just knowing like
And I drop clues nonstop. Because part of the fun is for y'all to figure it out. And so I don't spell things out. I just drop things. And I go, if you pick it up, you pick it up. If you don't, well, that's on you.
Cerberus,
like Hendrik, for example,
Whenever
picked
the
up the
box-
gravity power.
Cerberus, whenever you said that, I was like, dang, downstairs, if we go down, I was like, maybe this wasn't smart, because, like, that's hell. I was like, he's going to take us in.
Do you like how I
fake.
describe
No,
certain?
I didn't realize till
She
after.
sends her friends in bad
pretty funny.
situations
I didn't
to
re-
save herself.
I didn't realize after, and after I realized, I was like, I got to go get Kenya. And then I tried to go down, but we were stunned, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like, I
Mm.
mean, y'all did really amazing for this to be y'all's
I told
third game.
Kenya. I told Kenya, I was like, I'm coming back. I just need to, like, get rid
So
of her.
I think like y'all are doing
You
amazing.
did it, you
It's
went to jail.
super fun to see y'all feed off each other's energy. I'm like, honestly, I would love to see Chloe thrown into this mix with her little chaotic self.
She'd do the voices.
There is
Exactly.
there is
She'd
the
be the
one
British.
one thing, and this happened towards the very end of the third episode, and that's when you started arguing about the hammer. When you're not in the room, and you just basically spend a bunch of out of character time as player arguing about what they're going to do on their character side, that needs to be minimized. Yeah.
I can't.
I don't care if you try to redirect them, but if they won't redirect,
Just let it go.
let it go. Because if you're there as a character, you can argue till they shut up, do whatever you want. But if you're not there as a character, you got to minimize how much
I was trying
influence
to, like,
you have.
I wanted to, like, redirect y'all to, like, do something
Yeah.
more productive.
But it's
Excuse me,
It's
you
being
got
Evelyn.
arrested.
What do you expect?
But I learned more
For
by
assault!
getting, by
For
getting,
assault!
Yeah.
I learned more by getting Kenya and I to go down there than I would have if I'd, like, stayed in my room or, like, dug
Yeah.
a hole in
We
my
learned
room.
that someone got
Yeah.
arrested.
I
I
just
think
don't
I
think it was
understood
very
where you
smart
were
of
coming
you
from.
to
The
leave
problem
your
is you
friend
can't
to turn
direct
into wood.
everybody's actions.
I literally turned into wood and you poured water on me.
And I would highly recommend that whenever you guys are, like, your characters are together, that you highly influence people on what they do, even to the point of using your powers. Right?
Right.
Just to make
Oh,
things interesting.
look who's become Overlord now over there.
I just-
The new
on
Overlord.
my end over here, I just want more action always. So.
But
I just,
Yeah,
I
use your
took,
powers if you
I took Kenya
I
because
don't know
she
mine.
was like, she's had really good roles and she's an average, like, character all around. So I was like,
Well, yeah, and I
You
was
were dropped
good.
a couple of clues, by the way. That you knew the police had been called,
yeah.
yet you continued with the action you were doing.
She did.
I thought about taking
Yeah.
her phone and, like, talking to the 911
It was
operator,
literally-
but I was like, I gotta get to Kenya because.
Yeah.
You would have smashed her.
Or
right
maybe
there.
you could have went off the balcony and like check up on your friend that just got thrown.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that.
You could have smashed the
That's why you got arrested.
This is where it comes into figuring out your character's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like for example, that's.
I think my
hold
character's
on.
gonna be
Like the scenario you had.
Uh-huh.
You had either shut her up,
Uh-huh.
go check on your friend. Which path would you have taken?
I think my character had taken the go check on her friend.
No.
No, she wouldn't.
I'll check
No,
on her.
that's not what she did.
No, I was
did
talking
not.
about Kenya.
Okay.
And we
See,
didn't
here goes the thing.
Like Kenya
Like-
wasn't the one who was thrown off the balcony.
Here goes the thing, Elizabeth. Like, for example, my character Overlord. I would have chose to shut up the woman because they're experiments for me. Like Jay will tell you, and he will tell you, I ran messed up experiments on them. I stole their DNA. I was trying to insert it into me. I was doing all kinds of stuff, trying to steal their powers and everything.
Oh,
Like-
you
like,
were doing
I-
that to your friends?
Yeah. In game.
I could do that too.
Here, like,
I wasn't
Yeah, you
playing,
could.
thankfully.
Here goes the thing. I told them we cannot get taken by the people because they would experiment on us.
Uh-huh.
At the
did it
time,
yourself.
they didn't realize the reason I did that was because I was gonna be the one to experiment on them.
Oh.
But you just play whatever your character is. Play it.
I think my character
but-
is more analytical.
I'm gonna write my character
Figure out
backstory.
how you want to be.
I
Whole
think.
backstory,
Well,
like,
you know, you had the problem you had, and I think the quandary you had was you knew Kenya was in trouble, and I think you did fine for having that as a base knowledge.
I just thought, like, I was like, I left her down there and I told her I was gonna go back.
And
Right,
then I
and
was
she didn't
like-
show back up,
And I didn't.
and you were afraid of the basement. So I can totally kind of get it. She did get thrown off of a balcony, but she was a comforter when it happened.
Yes.
You
It
know.
probably would have
Someone
floated.
could've
like-
Wouldn't
Her.
it? Exactly. Wouldn't,
Madison, you. He was extremely lenient with you when you decided to turn into a Barbie as soon as you were thrown out the window.
I thought I already made it to the floor.
That's why you ask clarification before you start trying
Plus-
to change into things.
Plastic. I mean, you can't really hurt it.
Yeah, but what happens if you snap a limb off?
I can put it back in. You know, have you ever had a Barbie doll? You can literally just pop their arm off and pop it back in. I think if I would have gotten joints, I would have been individual. She would have been able to take off her hand.
Listen, you're assuming he snapped your shoulder. What if he snaps your wrist, like here?
You can put those back on.
No, you can't.
Yeah,
Not if
literally-
they're
Not on a
plastic.
Barbie.
If I had joints.
If you
And you
didn't
snap
have
your leg.
joints.
She was. If, she
If I
was
would have had
fully
joints.
It is true that you could have possibly broke something that couldn't be reattached, but
But I'm saying
And
it
what if
would
that
have
happened-
worked so good if my stupid dice roll.
Wait, what would have happened if she had snapped off her wrist and what happens when she changes back into human?
that we cannot tell you. That's a
Dude,
story
you
element.
just lost a limb in your real
Your
form.
mama lost it. Because you know what? I got a friend and she knows medicine and she can stitch me back together.
Yes, in the parking
Where is
lot
your
of your
friend?
apartment building.
MIA.
Yeah.
She's almost dead.
I would have been your best option at that point.
You're not an
Not
option because
you.
you left me.
So, all right, this is what I strongly recommend. When you go home, think of your character's backstory. Think about who they are, what makes them tick.
Think about who their parents are.
Yeah. What drives
Oh my
them.
God, I'm from
Do they
Hawaii.
have
Can I choose
siblings?
my parents?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the whole thing. That's the fun, right?
My parents are about to be really rich.
You don't
get me
have
out
to
jail.
make it like you. Sometimes, like when we're playing in front of a camera, people do
Or they can be
like
very well
you.
connected.
Like my two sons are both playing like themselves. They've wanted to do that because of the cameras. They don't normally do that in an RPG ever. They hardly ever play themselves. Does that make sense? But for you guys, y'all, and I've told Jay this, and I strongly feel this, y'all need more acting lesson type stuff because you're under camera all the time. This is y'all's thing now, right? You have to develop characters that are not you so that you can become things that aren't you on camera when you need it for other things because this is a good field to experiment.
I want my character to be good at lying.
Yeah.
Because I need to work on that.
Like,
You
So
don't have
lying.
a good reason.
Lying.
Lying. Oh, yeah.
What's your reasoning?
Lying.
And in regards to that, do characters that
good.
are different, normal, like from what you branch out. Like the first character I made was a half giant fanatic for a guild, which was like a religion. I'm not I'm not really like that, but the idea was whenever I met Drake's character for the first time, a wizard,
Whoa.
he had gone rogue, and I was sent there to find out what had happened. And my orders were either to get Drake in for questioning, and I tried to kill Drake the first time I met him.
Right. Well,
And then I almost got killed by Scotty because right in the beginning I came in and started barking orders and telling Scotty why is he not reporting back to the guild
Yeah.
for Pil Pip, and then I brought up Pil Pip's mother, which I did not know was a cyber subject.
Well, and Slade at the time didn't understand how I play the game, and that left you at a disadvantage. But the reality is, okay, I have more than one character in that setting. One of them is the monk I explained to you, and he basically is dogmatically in favor of the monk. Okay, but the monk is easy to be dogmatic in favor of. I mean, you can follow this guy anywhere. He's not going to do anything to harm you as long as you're doing the right thing. So he's basically on his side 100%. The other character he's referring to is named Pil Pip. He's a gnome. He looks harmless, but he's psycho, and he literally is nuts. He's good, but he's chaotic good, and he will do whatever he wants to do within his right, not the law. He doesn't care about the law at all, as long as he considers it good. Well, when he came in and insulted him, Pil Pip is literally getting ready to kill him. And Pil Pip looks like he's harmless, but he can make all these vast magical items. One of the things he can do is he can take a magical wand, and normally a normal character can shoot a magic missile from the wand, right? Well, Pil Pip has the ability to warp the magic in the wand and shoot all of the charges at once. He literally will kill you. if he wants you dead, because he could use 50 charges and throw 50 missiles into the giant and kill him in one blow.
And
So-
Saltor's Valinor is the same way. Like, he doesn't care what he has to do in order to protect the guild.
Right.
If he has to exterminate, he will exterminate for the guild.
But unknowingly, he walked into that mess, and then he asked about Pilpip's mother, which is a sore subject. Pilpip has 13. See, here's the thing.
But we were talking on the
How do you-
code too.
Right, but how do you know all this, right? Because Pilpip has 13 siblings, and he's number 12. He's overlooked. He was an accidental child. His mother planned every pregnancy with all these different men to have these perfect children that were exactly what she wanted, except for Pilpip. He was an accident. His situation with his mother is horrible. What does this sound like to you? Does it sound like I thought the character out? I know where the character's coming from. But he walked into the room not knowing any of that, and then asked Pilpip about his mother.
Well, I said you're not sending letters home to mother.
And they said he's not, yeah. And so anyway, it went poorly really fast. It went south very, very quickly. Mother is a very sore subject
But,
with the crazy no.
But also at the time,
Yeah.
I couldn't blatantly come out that I was for the secret, the house,
Yeah.
because I didn't know. As far as Salter knows, he cannot trust none of them. They are all questionable because they're not getting any letters back from y'all, and like.
The point I wanted to make out of what I was just saying, though, is this. How do I know how to play the character that I don't know? Does that make sense?
So we have to.
You
So
have.
that's our homework,
Yeah.
right?
That's your
Create your
homework.
character.
Yeah, that's your homework.
That's fine.
You really need to think about it because you can't play the person that you don't know. But once you know them, nobody else at the table will know them. So you get to explain their reality to everybody as we go through the game. We're not literally going to talk about how many siblings do you have, what's your mom and dad like, but you get to play it out as part of the role that you're playing for yourself.
Yeah, and like.
Does that make sense?
For me, the reason why my character is such a fanatic for the guild is because the guild saved my character. He was a half giant, lived amongst giants.
Mm-hmm.
He was treated as a stepchild, just treated like a slave, basically. Until the guild came in, they took me, have me train with one young Karn,
Yeah.
and at that moment, during that time, I developed the mentality that I will kill for my family, I will kill for the guild. Anyone that stands in the way of the house must die or be removed. And he gets that dogmatic fanatic,
Yeah. Like a fanatical follower.
exactly.
And that's exactly what his character is, his giant is. And but like I said, you have to do some thinking or he wouldn't know how to approach that.
Yeah.
He basically came to the table with an idea and then started expressing that idea in game. And then everybody starts to feel the character. So Karn is way different than Kree Venom. I mean, you can't even see Kree Venom from Karn, from Saltar.
Yeah.
They're so far apart. And that's the way your character should be when you're playing a character. It shouldn't be you in a change of clothes.
And the thing is, with Saltar, once you've earned his trust, like Jay, for example, Jay was a monk being surrounded thing. He earned Saltar's trust, so he bulldozed his way back to a pile of enemies, grabbed Jay, and the thing is with Saltar, he will be that last line. He doesn't care if he has to die.
Yeah.
As long as the house lives, he will make the last stand, hold the ground for everyone else to escape.
Saltar actually has a lot in common with Fist, because Fist does the same thing. Fist makes decisions that will kill him all the time.
But he only does it for the house members.
Yeah.
Or people that's earned his trust.
Last but not least, best backstory wins a cool little prize at the end of the next episode.
So,
I got this.
best backstory into the next episode wins a cool prize.
I just picked up
That's the prize to your homework, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many
Comfortable.
episodes did you want to get in with him? Jay, how many episodes?
That's up to these guys. I'm not going to dictate that.
How many do y'all want to do
What are we talking about? Like in overall?
overall?
How much would you? How much?
If you guys give us 3 more episodes, then we'll plan 3 weeks ahead, and then
Yeah.
Scotty will have an ending.
I have to create an
But you
ending.
guys gotta tell us what day y'all want to be the last.
Do you guys want to play 3?
Because remember,
Well, we remember Chloe in.
Oh yeah, we do.
If you're doing 3 episodes or 2
do
episodes
it.
every time you meet, then think
3
of it in that
episodes every
terms.
time we meet.
2, because you only
well,
did 2
hold on.
today.
We're thinking calendar-wise. We have July 5th.
Oh, Bandcamp's gonna come up soon. Though.
Oh, that's
Oh dang it!
Sorry, my bad. We have July 6th.
Yes, me and Chloe.
And
Can we
then we'll
do-
be out on the 13th.
Hey, that's when I'm getting my surgery.
You'll be house sitting with
You're
your
having
sister,
surgery?
right, on the week of the 20th?
Me?
Does it have to
Oh,
be
I'm
once a
house
week?
sitting too.
Or
And
can it be like?
How y'all want to do it?
So the only way we
My
can,
wife
How'd
is
you
coming
know
back
about
this
that?
week, though.
and the
We might need-
27th will be with CTE conference.
Wait.
And then
Does it have to be once a week?
Does that have to be
that's what I'm
Because-
saying. Like it may have to be if y'all want to, because we can only squeeze in 3 more episodes if we just meet 1 time a week.
Yeah. So we might because we have band camp and we're not gonna be able to do July.
Yeah.
So we might need to meet really more often, faster than we thought.
So what we could aim to do
Well,
is
next
do
week-
6 episodes.
Yeah.
Which we would do 3 on Monday, July 5th, and 3 on Wednesday, July 7th.
And technically, you
do
can always alter the
I'm
plan.
gonna be house sitting on
but-
Wednesday, unless someone drives up to Elmont and picks me up.
July.
Yeah,
Elmont.
that's where I'm house sitting.
Where is Omont's by? You said it was
Conley.
by Conley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's not
not
that
far.
far.
Mm.
Uh-uh.
I mean, I don't know.
We can get,
find this
what's
word.
close?
I
I know my
mean,
friends
that,
love
that's the
John.
only thing I could think of, because, yeah. Because
we
I'm
can work
thinking-
on the schedule more,
Well, and
but like
Well,
Maybe
you
next
only
week.
have
the only
one more
inflex-
week.
the only inflexibility that we have
Well,
is
'cause-
eventually I have to create an
when do you
ending,
guys leave?
which is helpful to know.
We
a
leave
couple
on the
of days.
11th for Colorado. Then that following week, Jay will be house sitting for his sister in Austin. And then that on the week of the 26th, we got 25th through the
But
29th,
that's
we got CTE conference.
So how does band camp work? Could y'all do, like
It's a full day.
It's
Well, it used
full
to be.
day every day,
It's
or
like 9 to 12.
It's like I don't know about Fridays. Do we have Fridays off? I think
Yeah, we
Normally,
No.
it
It
wasn't.
depends on the like we just got a
It
new
depends
director.
on
Yeah,
the
we just got a new
They
director.
changed- just
I
got a
don't
new
know how
one.
he
Is the
really.
schedule?
Because
we
We
can
don't know if the.
we can keep it kind of flexible if you want to try to do something. I think I'd say let's get the episodes in that we're going to have. I'll create some sort of cliffhanger ending to the whatever shows we have during that time, and then we will decide once y'all are in the midst of band camp whether or not you want to even mess with it at that point. If you don't, then we
Well,
just don't do
yeah.
it.
The full
If you
band
do, then
camp,
we figure it out.
it's because
Right.
band camp when it was with Mr. English, it was like
28.
10 to 12, and
But
it
with
had
Miss
two-
P, it was like 8 to 12, and then like 2 to 6.
Yeah,
or
then
something.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this
Here's
time
the
it's
other
9
thing,
to 12
too.
and then 4 to 8.
The other thing is, too, y'all can figure
Your
out.
last band director was motivated to win.
Yeah.
That likelihood of that happening again to that degree is not going to be very high.
Yeah,
Now, I'm not
she's
going to say that
hard.
it won't happen because hopefully it will happen.
I
But
mean, she did say that the next, like the director that she suggested, because she suggested him, and she said that he acts
Like her.
almost like her. So
well, maybe he'll be the same way.
yeah.
What did y'all do on Saturday?
I hope for y'all's
Nothing.
sake that it's very similar because
'Cause
I think
Would
she
you wanna
did a
see it on
good job with
Saturday?
y'all's program.
I'm gonna
I
always
hope
do
she's just a
Saturdays.
little bit easier because it did get stressful.
Yeah,
Like
it-
we were the guard, like
The
we
guard, we
worked
had to
60
start, like-
hours a week.
Anytime you have somebody that's going motivated to win,
Yeah.
it's
She
going to be
overworked
stressful.
guard a lot.
But
But
There's-
like
60
she
hours a
overworked
week?
us, and like it got to the point where like we couldn't even see each other. 'cause
We
were
were
so mad
all
at each
so
other.
Yeah.
unhealthy.
And then like
we didn't eat well.
Well,
yeah,
I
but
mean,
you-
I hope it's
Eat
better
well
for
at
y'all,
all.
and it does bother me one way or the other because I'm not in the band program.
The reason
But
I'm asking.
I'm
is
just
because
proud that y'all were able to do so much
I'm-
last year.
because
It was just-
during-
y'all
We
did
need
an
to enjoy
amazing
it.
job.
Did none of y'all's parents
Coming
say
from
anything?
where y'all were to where you ended up, I mean,
my parents.
I don't
didn't
think
know.
they've won band in a long time. And
parents are
Mr.
very
English, as
band.
far as long as I've been here, never won anything to speak of.
My
So-
parents were really mad when she kept us that day out in the rain.
Yeah.
Like they were mad.
Oh, my parents did not care. My
My
parents are very
parents didn't
band
care.
oriented.
My dad was
My
like,
parents
"Why did
didn't
you stay out there?"
know.
He's like, "You should have walked out."
That day
and
you
called
came
me.
with shorts, and then like
raining.
That
the
day
day
it was
started
that
raining.
day
it started raining, it
raining,
was
you wore
snowing and everything.
shorts.
And then remember when I got the ear infection?
Well, this
You
is
literally
what-
showed
hey,
up late this one
Short.
time, and it was late, and I was
this is
like,
what
"Why
I
are
will
you wearing
say.
shorts?"
if you
It
guys
was one of
want to,
those.
we could end it with this, and then because we're supposed to possibly, hopefully, fingers crossed, do a D&D club starting the school year where we meet once every 2 weeks on Saturdays.
And technically, this fits within the same realm.
If you
Yeah.
want, I can send you the schedule.
We could. Well,
Yeah, well,
but
could we do
how
one
about
more
we-
day of filming, like during the summer?
And well, no, what I'm saying
We
is
are
like,
filming in the summer.
like
It's
what
gonna
we
be
could
like
do
3
is if
days.
y'all wanted to continue, y'all could continue that with the D&D scenario. Jay would be probably manning the cameras, because I will be hosting another D&D thing, or Cubbage will be hosting another D&D thing in the library.
What do I do with these dice?
I don't.
I gotta
He's
talk
talking
to
about
her
this
before.
school year.
Yeah, because she's really on board for doing a D&D thing, and Keller was supposed to help.
Oh, I hope she's actually on
What do I
board.
do
I don't know.
with these dice?
Put them in the box.
Oh, we had a question. Did you guys end up? So you guys haven't rolled for our new powers?
No, we will.
that
Me and
box?
Scotty will.
I have
find a
the
day
book
to do
here,
that.
and I can
box
actually
is it?
roll that in game, which is most likely the way I
Wait,
will
which
do it.
box do I put the
I
dice?
could roll it out of game, but quite frankly, I kind of like the surprise even for myself. So
So like,
Where do we put your dice?
Each one of us only has one power
and the-
right now,
where's the
right?
box?
you do, but
The
you
one
will
that says
gain
Slade?
you will gain
No,
more
the
powers
black folder right
as we
there.
go.
Oh, okay.
That the power setting is just so that we have fun doing it. So that it's one of those things that y'all don't know.
I
And
thought you guys had already rolled for our second power, and I thought you guys already knew.
well, technically, I could roll for them, and I could know them in advance.
So I need to take Kenya's loaded dice.
But
Or
I
put it
called
in
it
there.
out.
No, can I have them back?
Them dice are loaded.
I might roll them in advance. I'll think about it.
I was like, I thought.
There's no reason for me not to know.
So I'm like, I'm not off.
Because it could give you a time to find a way to squeeze it
Well,
in.
I'm super.
Well, and I'm-
I would say by Monday. Does that work for you, Scotty, to come up here to get him in Monday?
I think it will work. Bobby will be back by then, but I still think.
Then if we get him in Monday, we do